Today.
It really is Magic Zeb's on time.
That's a thing to come
I'm not
into.
that late.
301. So, is he on time? Or if you want to be that guy, if you're not 15 minutes early, you're late.
Really, even in D&D, that is kind of the wizard's curse of being able to do a lot of damage in a wide area and just having to curse the fact that you have these stupid allies getting in your way.
Just fireball.
Right, I forgot. I've got to do that real quick.
Well,
What do
exactly.
you have to do?
I gotta grab my sandwich.
Otherwise, that was a waste of fucking money.
What were you saying, person that was in fireball range?
Well, that's the only downside to Fireball, is it does a lot of damage in a wide area, meaning there's a decent chance that your allies will be in that area.
And then there's the rogue sitting there with his high dex save and, evasion, just being like, yes, do it.
Monk also says hello.
Admittedly, he needs I can't remember what the feat was to not, or no, wait, no, there is a special rogue thing, I think, to not be annihilated.
It's evasion.
Yeah,
Yeah,
part
you
of
just
their
get
they can use their reaction to half the damage of an incoming attack, or if they save their dex save, negate it completely.
Even on fail, they still only take half damage. So, I mean,
Is that gonna work? I think that'll work.
So who can recall where we were when last we did this?
We're on a
They're
boat.
boat.
We're on a
All
boat,
right, we're
and
on a boat.
We're on a boat.
The map says we're on a boat.
And
We were heading out to another boat to fight
Exactly.
somebody that I don't remember the name of.
I believe the correct answer is just going fast, but sure, that works too.
Yes, we had determined there was a big boat out at sea. We have commandeered a small boat to take to the big boat that is full of people that are currently living, and we need to alter their state of being.
They need to not be living.
Indeed.
Now, you say that, but they're not but humble merchants.
No, but my humble dick.
No, they're not. They give XP when we kill them.
I actually have a t-shirt that says that.
Alto,
Yes? What?
fix it.
Fix what?
Look
Picture.
in Discord.
The token.
Oh.
Improved.
Da-da-da-da-da.
I mean, admittedly,
Tapestry.
I do like Sej's, old picture, but
It was good, but it wasn't exactly what I wanted.
I actually have to do. 1 second. This will take me just a minute.
It was best fit because apparently lizard folk are only ever fucking warriors or mages for some reason, if you look at the pictures you can find of them.
as enemies, I guess. I mean, it could be because, honestly, lizard folk were generally enemies for a long time. Like, they're not a very common or major player character race. I think one of the splats in 3.5 made them a playable race. I don't remember if they ever got into 4th edition.
3.5 made every single monster
Yeah.
race an actual race.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I don't remember them in 4th edition, but 4th edition did have a lot of weird stuff, so I may have just forgotten them. But point is, lizardmen.
Sorry.
So I was saying, lizardmen were a bit like orcs, except for the water, mostly like rivers, coastal areas, and all that. And you'd have the ones that fought in melee and the ones that cast spells that jumped you.
Oh yeah, though they weren't actually in 4th edition. That's because I remember because they made gnolls, but not lizardmen for some reason.
Huh.
Okay, let me know if that works for you.
You weren't kidding. They added a lot of weird shit before you. As
Oh, yeah,
actual races.
So yeah, that is my guess as to why, like, the overwhelming amount of lizard folk art will depict them as either just general melee fighters or spellcasters, because that's what I remember, like, the two generic lizard folk enemies basically being the ones that fought you in melee and the ones that cast spells.
I think you also have the blow dart users as well.
That's true, yeah. The blow darts or javelin users, yeah,
Well,
they existed. But
I do have a valid question to ask each and every one of you.
Can any of us actually drive the boat? Because that's what I was thinking.
Yes, actually, I was asking, do any of you know how to sail?
Sailing?
Why would I need to?
Well, if you're planning on taking this rather large
Uh,
ship that involves masts and sails,
well, here comes the pertinent question due to D&D 5e is somewhat
Limited
reductive skill system.
level of spells.
No, I was reductive skill system. What the hell falls under sailing? Does sailing
Survival.
fall under?
Is it
Because
athletics?
survival, definitely. You fuck up,
Like-
you die.
Sure.
I don't know if we know. I honestly don't know if I know how to sail a boat because I don't know what that falls under.
Exactly.
Performance, acrobatics.
It's definitely performance singing.
Sweet. I can
we
do the
simply
performance.
Compel the boat to go.
Charm the boat.
Generally, I'd say it
Intimidation,
would
we
fall under
scare the
some
boat.
form. Generally, I'd say it would actually fall under some form of background.
Oh, like the sailor background?
It probably helps, yeah.
Does that even exist?
Yes.
Marine does.
No,
I found-
there is a sailor background, and generally, things like skill proficiencies that generally work for sailors are athletics and perception.
I found ships and on their Arcana.
Ships are under Arcana?
Unearthed Arcana, the
Oh.
I was gonna say if we can magic the
Come
boat,
on.
we're solid because we got magics.
I got magic the both, okay?
It's not that kind of ship.
I'm trying
Are
to
we-
figure out what the stats are for actually the damn thing.
Are we going the I'm not that kind of rogue with the boat?
Well, when I get a skill up, I'll be competent at everything. But until then,
Apparently, you could do anything with a boat. It doesn't matter.
Oh, you can do
Or ship.
anything. Oh, that's useful.
all right, I'm gonna persuade this boat to take us to the other boat.
I'm going to stealth this boat.
I would like to intimidate the boat.
Generally, I'd roll probably some sort of basic intelligence check to know what you're doing in terms of sailing.
Puck, get us there.
Basic intelligence.
Go wizard!
That's basic intelligence.
Because none of you have really ever been on a boat much.
No,
Yes, I'm more of a forest gnome. Not a sea
And generally, when you
gnome.
have,
No.
you've not really been in charge of sailing and have just been passengers / stowaways.
I've been on
I have
a
no
boat.
idea what you're talking about.
Should have been an aquatic dragon.
Well, one of your characters, Andy, has been on a boat. Vika, I don't know if she has.
Yeah, both her and Belle come from the same place.
by the way, Puck is smart. He knows how to boat. He's the only smart person on this boat.
Speaking of which, can we get the little dragon on the boat too before we leave it?
The dragon can fly, it's fine.
No, he goes rides the other boat.
Yeah, he's smart. He can totally.
Yeah.
He's already behind the wheel.
He doesn't have an intelligence score of 10, so it's actually not impossible he could make the roll.
I was about to say,
Well,
yeah, like
He's
it takes
better than
all
the rest
7
of
of us to figure out this boat, and then the fucking pseudo dragon comes up in his own, like, what?
So,
Following the instructions of your dear friend Pock, you're able to unmoor this relatively sized vessel from the docks and sail its way out of the harbor with the marshal on board as well, making your way out to meet the larger vessel that's currently weighed anchor a little ways out from the town of Malamba.
How far away is the big boat from here?
It's set down anchor about half a mile out from the coast.
Okay, so how do we want to approach this?
Well, I don't think pretend that we're the bandits is going to work by virtue of every one of these dudes was a human, and we have 2 things that can conceivably pass for human. So
Well,
It's not true. Some of them were elves, some of them were half elves, some were humans, a couple of them were half orcs.
Indeed. While probably true, I can be very persuasive.
I don't know if you can be
Um,
that persuasive.
I can make a 50-foot illusion.
Fair point.
I can disguise myself to look human, unless someone goes for the horns or trips over my tail.
Well, I don't know. He didn't say there were any tieflings here, which is slightly weird. I'd normally think being a tiefling you'd be able to work because a lot of tieflings are criminals.
Not in this organization.
All right.
They're racist.
No, they're just not here.
We have better things
We're-
to do.
We go after the Tiefling Mafia another time.
Quick question though, because when we observed this boat, we noticed a lot of people getting on the boat, not a lot of people getting off the boat. Is there a lower deck to this boat?
Yes.
Have you checked the lower deck to this boat?
No.
Have
Check
you?
the lower deck of this boat.
We might want to.
Actually, on that note, Vika's gonna go ahead and stick her head down to the lower deck of the boat and throw dancing lights down there so she can see.
If there are any bandits hiding out on the underdeck of the boat that hid through the entire prior conflict, those are the smartest fucking bandits ever.
I'd say go ahead and give me a quick terrific perception or investigation.
Let's go with
Give me-
perception.
I'd say give me a perception check, Vika.
Perceiving.
Okay.
Perceive.
Sending your lights down into the lower deck ahead of you and having a quick look around, you can't seem to see or hear anyone stowing away or hiding out down on the lower deck. You can see a number of crates and barrels, some small chests all laid out around the small cargo area laid out down there.
Okay.
And toward the rear of the ship, you can see what look to be several hammocks and bunks and a couple enclosed cabins, though you can't hear any sound of anyone else on board the ship.
Gonna go back and check those out.
Okay.
Couple ideas. We could hide most of the people under deck and then come up to deck to ambush people at the last moment. Or we could hide some of the people in the crates or slash barrels.
Illusion.
Think you'd be forgetting one thing, lad.
What?
I'm the marshal of this here town, and if I want to go and carry out an inspection of a ship coming to my port, I'll do it.
Well, true. We have very strong reason to believe that that ship is captained by a host of hardened criminals that will attack us and try to kill us as soon as they believe we're on to arresting them. Therefore, the use of subterfuge might get us in an ideal position to arrest all of them.
Perhaps you may be right. However, this sort of thing can be routine at times, so if he's been through here before, you might not bat an eye if I ask to see his manifests and cargo.
All right, everyone, frontal charge it is.
Yay!
Fuck the torpedoes, full speed ahead.
Bella's sad that she's missing the
Oh,
frontal
that's
assault on the boat.
That's another idea, actually. If we could ram this boat into the other boat.
Then we sank both boats and we have to get back somehow.
I can fly.
What is problem?
I don't have a problem either.
I can fly, Sedge can swim. I think one of us can walk on water.
Anyway, Vika, you wanted to have a quick look around down below decks?
Correct.
Okay. Well, making your way in between the bunks and the various chests, barrels, and crates that are strewn about, you make your way back to the two cabins that are at the back.
Ooh, also, related, I'm going to go ahead and cast Detect Magic.
Okay. You didn't detect anything magical.
Sweet.
Well, you actually.
I guess we got time. How long is this freaking boat ride?
Half a mile, so not that long.
20 minutes, maybe.
I guess within whatever time,
People
though.
not
got-
eat in the microphone, please.
Yes, please.
Might be Zeb.
I thought I had turned off.
And whatever time he has left after it's established that they'll be doing this the direct way. Diero would likewise put on his Eldritch Vision. Just take a look around the boat for anything that catches his eye.
You do not seem to detect anything magical on the boat that you're on.
Cool. But then, yeah, like I said, when we go poke around.
Okay. One of the cabins seems to possibly belong to the first mate or the navigator for the ship. There's a few sort of maps and charts laid out and basic tools for the navigator.
Ooh, I'm gonna take those.
Nothing terribly fancy, just just all kinds of map, star charts, even. So,
The maps-
anything they would need.
Like nothing. Like I don't want to take like the sextant because what am I going to use a sextant for? I know how to use that. But like I want to take all the maps and charts.
I'm sure you can take those easy enough.
Sweet.
There's like maps of waters and reefs, marking out like dangerous territories where pirates might roam along the coast, or places where there are shallows at low tide that you want to avoid.
As I would say, are there any like markings or things like on it, like pertaining to specific like coves, anything of that nature? To land where you might not be seen, what have you.
And there's a couple of spots marked out, like especially west along the coast.
Fair enough. Keeping that for later then.
Yeah, mostly it's just marking out like reefs and shallows where you could potentially run aground if the ship was running heavy. The other cabin seems slightly fancier adorned. They're not to any great extent. Probably belong to whoever would be captaining the ship. There's a small chest that has a few coin in it, probably about 35 gold in total. And a few letters open on the desk.
Quick summary of what's in the letters.
One of them mentions a few details, just mentions moving up the timetable, bringing the plans forward. One of them specifically mentions that on this day, moving everything out of town double time. Everything has to be gone by sundown.
Okay. And then I also sent you a message on Discord.
Let me check that. One second.
I'm gonna grab those letters, indicating the change in the timetable and the hey, we needs to get. Gonna give those to the Marshall
Mathers.
Is it the Marshal or the Lawmaster? Which one's with us?
Marshall Cargill is with you.
Okay.
The Lawmaster is the one that was originally found.
That's the people. Got it.
Yeah, who got
Hootsed.
Got
hung. In his
Wait, he
home.
got hung? I thought he just got arrested. When did he get hanged?
He got hanged last time.
Oh,
Yeah.
unfortunate.
Yeah, the bandits killed him.
Oh. Okay, now I remember. Because wait, like one of the bandit leaders like bit out their own tongue, though, right? Is that a thing that happened, or am I thinking of something else?
I don't remember that specifically.
I could very easily be thinking of something else. It's been a hot minute, and I've got the memory span of a gnat.
I don't remember anyone biting their own tongue. I remember one of you slashing one of their throats.
Okay. So that is all of that. And I'm gonna leave the coins, like that's not a all right, so I'm gonna go ahead in that case head back up. And excuse me, Marshall.
You found something?
Yes, actually. Very astute. I found these letters in what I'm going to assume is the captain's quarters, indicating some, I'm going to call it nefarious deeds afoot and a potential timetable for it. And I'll hand him the letters.
You sort of quickly read them over and then. I see. So we have them on the back foot then. If they do have something to do with that ship out there, we should make haste, see if we can catch them before they any more get away.
And Vika's gonna nod to that.
If there's anything else, it's just a short journey making your way out toward the ship that's currently out in the bay. As you're starting to sail closer to make your approach, you can see a few figures up on the deck of the other ship. One of them stands up on a railing, waving and calling out to you. Who goes there?
Hoist up the Jolly Roger.
I'm going to indeed sort of wait for Marshall to respond. It seems like he wants to take charge of this, which is his legal right.
What business have you with our vessel? Marshall will step up toward the railing, like, cupping his hands around his mouth and calling out back. I am Marshal Sean Cargill of the town of Milamba. Wish to meet with your captain. Inspect your ship. If I find nothing ill aboard, then you will be on your way and we will return to ours. See the figure will look back, calling something out over his shoulder that you can't hear. Then a few more figures will come up to the edge. You see a tall figure with dark hair graying around the temples stand up toward the railing, holding onto one of the lines as a few men cast down ropes with hooks toward you to help pull your ship alongside. If you have business with us, Marshal, then we'll welcome you aboard. Not looking for any trouble in your town, just picking supplies. Let me just...
Do they have crossbows? Like that's a very real concern.
No, you just see several men in, sort of very stereotypical sailor garb, laying down ropes and preparing a gangplank to help,
Okay,
bring
this
you
isn't
across.
this isn't a combat map, so that's a step in the right direction.
Because it'd be so hard for him to have two maps.
That's what you think. I have 4.
Well, yes, but this means they are most likely not going to cut the ropes while we're climbing them, and then have us just fall into the ocean while they shoot us with crossbows.
Altor, you
That's
have
still-
to have 4 maps for us because we always go off the rails.
That's
Yeah.
actually the real point.
Well, yes, but he kind of figured I think, anticipated us this time by having the Marshal insist on doing things in the dumbest way possible so that our hands are kind of tied.
Well, this is not the dumbest way possible. Ramming the boat was the dumbest way possible.
That is
I
fair.
will hear no smack talk about ramming the boat. That was the best idea.
Okay, generally I support playing, ramming speed. Not when we're on the thing that's going ramming speed, and not when only maybe half of us actually have agency to get out. Some of us are wearing plate armor and aren't that good at swimming.
And
I've got
Chase,
one-
this is what I sent Andy earlier.
Actually, no, we're fine because of the two people who are wearing plate armor. Well, actually, no. Now there's 3. Okay, yeah, you're screwed. But of the other 2, one of them doesn't have to breathe, and the other one can walk on water.
Yep.
So it's
You
like he falls
understand
off
why I
the
have
rope.
concerns then.
Yes. Sarah falls off the rope, just hits the water with a loud splat.
Pray to your god to let you breathe underwater.
The god of fire is going to be the best water god.
And so you'll be, once you've moored with them, they'll welcome you aboard. The marshal striding ahead of you up to meet the captain, shaking his hand gruffly, and then, "So, Captain, do you have your manifest ready, or do we need to go to your quarters below?" Captain will half you a bit before holding out some papers for the marshal to peruse. "As I said, Marshal, we're not looking for any trouble. We're just passing through and collecting supplies. On our way eastward to Whiteshore and beyond. Just picking up a few things in your port, and we'll be on our way by morning."
All right, quick thing. About how many
What's
dudes
the-
are on the deck around us?
It's about a dozen other sailors, some of them scrubbing the deck, some of them going about their business, a couple managing the ropes and making sure nothing's going amiss.
How many of them are armed?
The 4 of them. They seem to have cutlasses and daggers. None of them really sort of look as though they're preparing for a fight.
Okay.
What's the skill check determine who is lying?
That would be insight.
The statements, I guess.
I'm not sure if you want to try and insight the captain or like sort of read their moods at all.
The 10.
Okay. Hard to read. Anyone else feel like inciting or?
Yeah,
I mean,
I'll
I
give it a
totally
shake.
can. I believe everything everybody ever says.
Okay.
You seem trustworthy.
Well, Puck and Art. Captain seems like he's being fairly open and honest. Vika, you think he's been truthful about what he said, though he seems to be concealing something.
Would excuse me, Marshal?
Yes, Vika?
Could I take a look at that manifest for a moment?
Sure, lass. Hand over,
thanks.
scroll out the papers and hand them across to you.
Does anything on there conflict with anything that I found in the other boat?
On the other boat?
Yes.
It's not so much that conflicts with it. There's... If you want to go, since they're giving you sort of free rein, you can go and have a quick look around in the cargo hold of the ship, and I think it seems to be a miss from the manifest. There is one mention of possibly bringing in undefined cargo in port here.
But as I'd say, so they're okay. In that case, I am going to go ahead and, with the marshal's permission, of course, go down and compare the manifest to their cargo hold.
It seems to
And I
be
would like to bring somebody big with me, like Ruin, Serath.
All right.
Talk.
Yep.
Couldn't we all go as a group, including the marshal, so we aren't in small separate groups that can be separately ambushed?
I mean, sure. I mean, if everyone's come, everybody can come. I'm just saying the bare minimum. Mostly I wanted somebody to move crates. I'm quite small.
Well, if you leave, I'd say if you leave the marshal up there and speaking with the captain, and any of you that want to go, you can go and have a quick look around. And you can go and have a look around the cargo hold of the ship. If you want to just make me some investigation checks.
So, what would you say the light level is under here, like in the cargo?
There's a few. There's a couple of lanterns up. They're not actually lit at the moment because it's still sort of mid-afternoon. It's not that dark out, so
Dancing lights.
yeah. Okay, well, you're trying to give me some investigation checks as you're looking through the cargo and checking the manifest.
Talk.
Huh?
Jesus fuck. See, this is why you don't wear a mask when you investigate things.
I did slightly better.
Well. Okay.
Hey!
Vincent Bremont. Oh, Rust. Rust and Ruin. Ruin and Punk sort of working together, going over the manifest and inspecting the cargo. Everything seems to be a fairly accurate reflection of what is in the cargo hold.
Let's say, can we see if there's like anything like false floorboard, smuggler things, etc., etc.?
Well, actually, one thing you would determine though is that the cargo hold is quite large, takes up pretty much the entire lower deck of the vessel. There is a separating off in the middle deck between fore and aft, where some of it is used for cargo and supplies. The other half is separated off and only accessible from a door adjacent to the captain's cabin.
Are there any of the other? I'm assuming that there's other sailors with us. Like they have their dudes like with us.
Yeah, they have a couple of them, sort of essentially just keeping an eye on you, making sure you're not, up to anything. They're keeping their distance from you, but they're watching,
making sure that we don't steal any of the shit that they've already stolen.
I'm not putting words in anyone's mouth.
Don't steal our stolen stuff.
You were trying to kidnap what I have rightfully stolen. But
access to this section of the ship.
Do any of them look like they're more in charge than others? Like, is there a first aid? Is there a?
One of them is slightly burlier than the others. More rugged. Looks at least a few years older than the others. Seems recognizable as being the first mate to the captain.
Cool. This I'm going to walk up to him and just given my absolute best, hey, I'm completely harmless and cute, so there's absolutely nothing that I'm going to do wrong if you just let me do what I want. Look to him and be like, excuse me, sir. If we could have a look at the captain's quarters.
He sort of folds his arms and looks down at you. What do you want to see the captain's quarters for?
Well, I personally just have an interest in sail and nautical things in general. And I just would really like to see... I've never been on a vessel this size before, and would just very much like to see what it's like.
Give me a persuasion check.
Can I do deception? I want to go in there so that we can see where the hell the...
I'm still going to say persuasion, because you're going to have to convince him to let you in there.
Yeah, he might believe you, but he might still need convincing, yeah.
That is a fair point. That what matters more here is his disposition towards you than whether or not he believes your lie. Hey,
that's fair enough.
It's like, I might believe you, but they're not letting you in.
16.
Wow, that's some decent charisma you've got.
Yeah, sorcerer.
Yeah, sort of.
But I keep forgetting you're a sorcerer. I keep thinking you're just a cleric.
Oh no, mostly sorcerer. My wisdom is like, and my wisdom's 14. Yeah. But yeah, no, mostly sorcerer. Yeah, a bit of cleric, and that's kind of the point.
He sort of cocks his head to one side and just sort of scratches his chin for a second. Looks back over where the captain and the marshal are still talking.
You're a sorcerer in plate armor. It's wrong. It's wrong.
Suppose it can't hurt for just a minute. Just
Thank
you.
you so much. Could I just possibly have one other with me? I get scared by myself.
Persuasion again.
16.
Fine. Just one of you.
Pick
Thank you.
wisely.
Okay, so I need somebody who can investigate. Who is good at investigating? Puck?
Puck usually does pretty well.
It ain't gonna be me, that's for sure.
Puck
He's-
is
he's-
preemptively rolling.
He's prematurely investigating.
Is 21 enough? I'll
Yes.
let you have this roll.
I'll let you keep that one for when you're going in there, sure.
Okay, yeah, then I'm bringing Puck with me. Then once
I
again,
kind of
keep in
figured
mind-
if you want investigation, you're taking Puck because he always rolls the highest on it.
Well, not always.
Usually. Yes, you were saying, Andy?
Oh,
He's choking.
It's heavy.
Oh, that was fun. But I also choked a bit. Thanks, Crystal. I appreciate you.
You're welcome.
But yeah, so let's go and take a quick look around the captain's quarters and see what we see.
Okay, well, pull out a key, unlock the door, and let the two of you inside have a quick look around. So, Puck has already rolled. Rika, if you want to give me your own check, just to see if you can find anything untoward.
No.
Oh. It's very nicely decorated, you know. There's what seems to be a nice fancy rug spread out across the floor, quite ornate tables and dressers. There's a bunk that's set off on one side of the room, and you can see there's quite an ornate desk laid out in there with ink pen, parchment laid out. Nothing like out that's laying out and visible for you. You can see there might have been a drawer that had been opened where he retrieved the manifest from, but everything's been sort of closed up, so you can't just go digging through things because the first mate is near the door watching you.
Yeah, no, and not touching anything. Just want to look around. Do we? Well, more accurately, would Puck with his investigation score see the?
Well, the door is just outside of the captain's quarters, but looking around, there is actually one thing that catches Puck's eye.
Wait, hold on. The door that led to the separated off bit was outside of the captain's quarters?
Yeah, right next to it.
Oh,
You said
shit.
they had to get there through the captain's quarters.
No, I said the entrance to it was adjacent to it.
I heard inside. That's why I was like, hey, can we go in?
No, but
Well, that's
Puck,
fine. I mean, if you're decorating.
Puck will notice something though, that there is a near the rear windows of the cabin that look out across the sea, like but with a small balcony. You can see there's actually a cage about 3 to 4 feet tall, and currently sitting in there seems to be some small bird or hawk, and currently on a perch sleeping. You can see tied to the leg of the thing is a small leather pouch.
Aha! We're gonna get them on exotic animal trafficking. Not exactly what I planned to get them on, but
Hey, they got Al Capone on tax evasion, so
No, what Puck generally would probably surmise about this is that it's some sort of messenger bird.
neat. I'm more partial to crows myself, but I do like birds. All right, and is that it? Like, do we see anything else? Like, is there anything?
Next to the cage, there is a rolled up piece of parchment.
also I love that it took Puck's investigation roll to
To
notice
notice a bird.
a 3 to 5 foot high cage with a bird in it.
It was behind a curtain.
In my defense, mask.
Yes,
That's
it
not-
was behind a curtain next to the balcony. So
Okay, I was about to say the rolled the piece of parchment. Like, is that Is that snatchable?
Potentially.
Everything is snatchable with a high enough sleight of hand.
I was going to say you could either sleight of hand it, or possibly try and distract.
Okay, so what are the? Because I still have my. Wait, has a minute passed since I've done dancing lights? Probably.
Yeah, it's probably been about 10 minutes at this point.
Fuck.
There's not a cantrip. Can't you just put that on again?
I mean, I can, but it's also one of those things where we're already poking around his boss's office, and it's just like, hey, I'm just gonna go ahead and do some wizardy shit in here. It's probably not gonna go well for us. All right, I'm going to just kind of gently nudge Pock and whisper as quietly as I can to him. If you could make a small distraction. And then go back to looking around like I'm looking at things, even though once again, mask.
All right, time for prestidigitation to finally come through.
Yay! Sparks!
What's that? Fireball?
Fireball everything.
It's a small distraction.
You're
I can
talking to
make
Pop.
spark Sounds.
There was a time when
Really?
prestidigitation was amazing, and now it's terrible.
I was about to
It's
say,
pretty
a
good.
sound, just anything to draw his attention away from us for a moment.
Pick one card, any card.
You're actually tasking him to pick a card.
Offer Rita's fortune.
Like I said, are you actually asking him to pick a card?
Yes.
So cock his head at you a little bit and say, all right.
When he goes to the card, I snatch the paper.
Okay, he'll sort of, look at the cards and like take one and then look down at it and then, right, no, and.
No, that's pretty much the trick.
I have a card.
I was just gonna say, Andy, you can roll sleight of hand with advantage because he's getting distracted.
Thank Christ.
Nice. Yo,
Roll
now
it
give
again.
me now give me your card back. Is this your card?
You're not very good at tricks, are you?
Yes.
Are we all just standing outside the captain's quarters, watching
Sarah's actually
this?
just looking. Sarah's looking at things. Just
Well,
I mean, I kind of lost track of where I guess I might still be with the marshal because I never specified I went down with them, and I kind of didn't want to interrupt while we were off on a tangent, but I figured if we can't stick together, I don't want to leave the marshal alone because I'm worried that we're all down doing stuff in the below decks, and then we come up and the marshal has his head on a pike.
that's absolutely fair, yeah. Vika, the classmate will look away from Puck for a second, glancing over at you, but don't think he's noticed you snatched the letter up.
Fantastic. Now that being said, I am going to take my my quarterstaff and I'm going to catch it on the corner of either the desk or a piece of furniture, just something to kind of make a clatter.
You'll basically catch it on the edge of a chair, which will, bump across the floor a few inches and, make a bit of a thudding noise.
I'm terribly sorry about that. I don't see so well.
If you're done in here, I should get you back out to the others.
Oh, yes. Thank you so much. And tell your captain that his office is really quite lovely.
Sure he knows. Come on, out.
All right.
As we're walking out, Puck will pull a card out of his pocket. It was this card, right?
How did you guess? What's so funny is that I've still got the one I drew.
They're
Whole
all
deck
the
of
same.
one card.
All the three of spades.
Yes. Well, prestidigitation creates the items for I think 1 round, so not that long. So
That is enough to flash a card, though. So
yeah.
Yeah, so you'll escort the two of you out, close, and relock the door behind you.
Mm.
all right,
Well,
mean, I don't
should
know
we check
what-
that other door?
no, we haven't, and I don't think he's going to let us. So we need to consider means that don't involve them letting us.
Hold on. I have a plan. This is, and you're gonna like this plan. It's good. It's good.
To read the thing that you snatched? Are you...
Well, one,
Why about
there's
that?
that. Actually, yeah. Before we do anything else, I'm just gonna just see what that says real quick.
Okay. I actually forgot his name.
Bad dude.
Captain Tenebran. My name is Farvin Lacroix, and I wish to bar a passage for myself and one of the person aboard your vessel upon your arrival in Malamba. We understand that you may have quarters available, and we only wish to journey as far as White Shore. If possible, return your message on the soonest, and we shall meet you in the bay. Signed, Farvin Lacroix.
No indication who the second person is.
Which second person?
He said passage for himself and one other person.
No mention of him.
Fantastic. Okay, well, deal with that here in a second. Team number 2, time for the brilliant plan. You got once again, go like this. It's good. I'm going to turn to our large burly escort, and would it be possible for us to see what's behind that door?
It's just just quarters for private passengers down there. Some of them like to keep to themselves.
Quick question. On their manifest, on their thing that said that they were shipping, does it make any mention of them taking on passengers, or is this solely a cargo thing? Would we have a legal reason to be hey, so y'all didn't say you're bringing passengers?
Solely mentions cargo and supplies.
Aha,
Okay,
we've
cool.
got you on manifest fraud.
Well, that's not. I mean, we don't, but we got a marshal who knows laws.
Oh,
So,
you'll be answering to customs for this.
hey, have you ever been accosted by customs? It is fucking terrifying.
It
They
is
come at you with authority, and it is not fun.
Yeah, I'm aware. I am just making fun of it because it is still less than a bunch of slave trafficking murderers.
I mean, I've been
would
accosted by
expect
airport security. It's not fun.
I'm mostly mocking it because we're basically looking for legal loopholes to catch these guys who we know are dirty but can't pin the stuff we know or strongly suspect them of doing on them.
Exactly. It's not what you know, it's what you can prove. And right now, what we can prove is they might be illegally transporting passengers on a cargo ship. So let's go with what we've got. All right. Is everyone else? Is there anything that any of you want to do while we're here? Directed towards the group.
Sedge has just been kicking boxes.
No
Sarah doesn't even
shiny.
want to stop that. Just let him do that.
No
Well,
shinies.
Well, I certainly don't want to be out here all day.
Then, yes, let's reconvene with the marshal.
I'd hate to be wasting your time. And would you please stop kicking boxes? Some of our goods are valuable.
Nope.
Art's going to look at Sedge and say we have to make Jiffy.
We should, yes, we should talk. Yes, we should talk to the marshal see how much further we must go in this idle little exercise.
If you make your way over, he'll sort of see you at the corner of his eye and say, if you'll excuse me for a moment, Captain. Find anything of interest in your investigations?
Indeed, was there anything down there?
Well, we got the letter that says about the dude requesting passage and that they've got the passengers, but all we have on the shipping manifest is saying that they've got stuff, and it looks like there's like the incongruous part of the boat and all. Just basically relayed all the information that we have, which albeit is not much, but it might be something to get us in that room. Also, he has a bird.
Hmm.
Don't trust birds.
You know how I feel about birds.
Odd access to the parts of the ship.
I think I hear. Is it possible that I'm hearing cries for help behind that door?
Don't know.
I may maybe it's just the salt air, but I may also be smelling illegal substances.
So be code in code, and passengers mean cocaine and heroin.
Well, they don't have cocaine here. They've got magic dust.
No, I'm slowly casting the policeman's knock spell.
Perhaps we should question the captain about his passengers.
Wait.
I don't know about you, but I felt like he's been trying to avoid telling us something.
I agree. He is most assuredly hiding something from us. Just it's a matter of what and how sinister it is.
Well, perhaps you'd like to press the matter.
We should get him on record. Some statements regarding whether he's carrying any passengers or intends to carry, and about the full state of the boat in regards to the manifest. Then we should then our best chance relies, I think, in devising some means access to this hidden room. And if we're lucky, there'll be something there that will contravene his sworn testimony.
Well, being the marshal and all, I'd like to conduct a thorough and legal search, but first, we'll question him further and see if he has something more to say.
Of course.
Captain? No, we've taken up a lot of your time already, Captain Tenebron, but one of my colleagues here has something they wish to ask you. I don't know what you're hoping to find in this inspection of yours, but I'm a legitimate businessman, so what are you looking for?
All those poor legitimate businessmen trying to do legitimate business with other legitimate businessmen getting hassled by the law.
I know, right? They're just trying to keep things above board, and the man just keeps trying to put them down. But,
we just wanted to get it on record that the only items currently on board your ship are the items registered on the manifest, correct?
That is all our cargo and supplies we are carrying, yes. You might notice our supplies are running a little low. That's why we are here.
And crew, passengers, all that, likewise all accounted for in the manifest.
Crew, yes.
That was a somewhat specific answer, Captain.
And Captain, I'm sure you know that passengers must be accounted for on a manifest. Trying to conduct a legitimate business, I would assume that you would know that.
I'm sure he does.
Oh yes, quite. He might have just forgotten that that forum when he was handing over the manifest.
You're right. You're right. I hadn't made a formal record of it. We picked up 2 passengers. Well, pretty much as soon as we arrived in port. 2 people came aboard seeking passage as far as Whiteshore. They contacted me a few days ago. Sent a bird ahead of them saying to arrange their quarters, as it were.
Where are these passengers?
Have private rooms arranged. Lower aft deck. You've seen my manifest, you've seen my cargo. You know I'm above board in terms of my business interests there. There's nothing illegal in terms of my mercantile interests. I would have noted it down in my manifest that I had passengers, but they had literally only arrived a couple of hours ago and I hadn't made the records proper yet.
But you said that you had received the request the day prior, so you've had some time to prepare that documentation. I think we might like to have some words with the passengers just to make sure that everything is, like you said, above board.
Indeed.
Even though it is below decks.
Indeed. I'm sure it's nothing, Captain, but be that as it may, this confluence of circumstance has created an irregularity we are duty-bound to look into. I don't think it's much time. Believe me, I'd much sooner be home or on the town enjoying myself than out here hassling an honest merchantman. So, civic responsibility. That.
Mm-hmm. You're gonna make me either an intimidate or a persuasion check.
Well, they're exactly the same for me, so. Oh, well. Well, my performance is the same as my persuasion and my intimidation, so.
It's a very convincing performance.
It's song and dance because
If it involves talking to people, I'm really good at it.
I'm sort of, scratch at his cheek for a second and go, fine. If you're more interested in my passengers than in me or my cargo, I don't see any harm in letting you speak with them. He reached down under his shirt and pulls out a key on a neck he has on a string around his necklace, pulls it off over his head and holds it out.
Is it just me, or does it seem strange that that's the one key he keeps on his person?
No, that is very strange.
Okay.
He has other keys on his person.
Around his neck by itself?
That he has free around his neck.
Oh, okay then.
That makes more sense then. Carry on, as you were.
You fish at the string and pull one of the keys loose and hold it out. This is down to the passenger deck. Should, to my knowledge, be only the 2 of them down there.
So if we were to find anyone apart from those 2, they would be considered a stowaway or other flavor of criminal, correct?
They're stowaway and unknown to me.
Good to know.
So if you don't want them, I'd have business with them.
Let's grab the key and go open the door.
And I'd keep your wits about you. One of them was a bit shady, and the other one didn't talk much. Real mean looking.
Appreciate the warning.
Sounds like this is going to be fun.
All right, so Art, take the shady one. Ruin, take the one that doesn't talk much. We got this. But no, shall we go down and door?
Indeed.
Usually while I just copy you all.
Feeling these could be our troublemakers, so we should be ready for potential trouble.
Well, then we'll give them some trouble.
Make it double.
I was thinking more. Crap, what's his name? The Count from Princess Bride. Rugen. There you go. Then Team Rocket.
Also, it is quite narrow in terms of corridors down here, so who's going down in what order?
Hard to say because we don't have any tokens on this map, huh?
Well, I'll bring you over to the other map in a second. We're gonna put yourselves in the order coming down because you go down the stairs. They'll go down a bit and double back on themselves, turning back around and coming slightly forward on the ship. You find yourselves in a corridor with a few doors extending off of it.
Well,
Jesus, this is fucking narrow.
You're on board a ship.
That's fair.
I, for one, believe that the best person to be the face of our group is Ruin.
I support this plan. I would like to hide behind the large metal man.
So I might have made it a tiny bit too small. Let me just see if I can change this slightly.
I mean, this is going to be a bitch of a map to fight on.
Fight?
Okay, so nobody cast Fireball because it will literally hit everything.
How
It'll
was
set
it
the ship on fire. Please don't set the ship on fire.
I don't think he has Fireball anyway.
Yeah, I should remind everyone Fireball 3 spell. I'm level 3.
He has to be level
I have
5.
to be
Yep.
level 5.
Just saying, we got something chock full of Fireball in an enclosed area made of wood.
Fireball.
You could have picked up a secret, like, scroll or wand of fireball.
Yeah. I can make a flaming sphere into the middle.
Also, don't do that.
If you want.
But yes, if you want to put yourselves in a different order, feel free to do so.
Okay.
What's the light level down here?
There's a few lanterns along the hallway, so it's actually quite well lit.
Talking bright light, we talking dim light.
I mean, I'd say bright light. It's not dark at all.
I feel Ruin should take up the front. Because he is, by a good margin, the hardiest of all of us. He has a shitload of a good AC, a shitload of HP, and the capacity to get more HP back.
As I would say, I should probably go second or third, just in case something does go awry that I'm kind of close to touchy-healy.
You just want to touch them.
I mean, I should be fairly far up too, because I'm best at melee, though I have other options. But and then my AC is really good. Normally, we'd stick someone at the back to guard the back, but I don't know how or if we get flanked here.
If we get flanked in here, we are fucked, because then we have to fight through their entire crew.
Then we
I
are
know
setting the
that-
ship on fire.
I know
We
the
do set
captain
some-
gave us the keys, but Ruin has a portable ram for busting down doors. I don't know.
I thought only the monk had ship.
I don't think we need a ram. We have a thief. We can unlock doors.
But
What?
can we unlock them silently?
Yes. That's the point.
That's what they do.
Usually, I was gonna say rogues are. I mean, when you pick locks, it's supposed to be quiet, unless you're just not caring. In which case, hammer.
At that point, though, I said again, we don't really need specialized ram. I think we could hack or bash a ship door down.
We have ruin.
But
He's a battering ram.
Ram gives you considerable bonus to do that.
Yeah.
Again, though, we have the key, and even without the key, can pick the lock. Also,
Andy, shut up.
We are going to I think we'll end up in major legal trouble if we start this off by assuming hostility for meta reasons and instead just start off by charging in to kill them.
All right. Well, we'll call the key plan A. We'll call Ruin Doing Ruin plan B through Z.
Although interesting
plan-
what we could do is we could lock. They're in 2 different rooms, right?
Possibly, we have no idea.
Let's start knocking on doors. Like, not when I mean knocking on, not knocking down. Just clarifying.
What I'm thinking, well, yeah. Now, what I'm thinking is, what we could do is we could lock one in their room while we unlock the doors to the other room.
Wouldn't the doors unlock from the inside, though? Isn't that kind of the point of a room?
I don't know. I am unsure on how the locks in these old locks would work. If they'd have like an actual sliding lock inside, or if literally it's all key lock. And therefore, we could.
They're probably all key locks, but might have deadbolts on the inside as well.
Yes. But regardless, well, yeah. So if we lock the door and leave the key in the lock, they're screwed.
Oh, that's fair. So, yeah, let's actually. Do we know which rooms these people are in, or is it just like a. Or should we just start listening at doors till we hear noise?
We weren't told which rooms they were in, though.
All right. But I think Sej knows.
Sedge could very well know.
I can also put on Eldritch Sight and see if I see any magic coming from any of the doors.
As with yeah, let's go with plan. I mean, I can do detect magic as a ritual, but it would take me 10 minutes to sit in here.
Yeah, whereas he can just turn it on apparently.
Well, see, the problem is with primeval awareness that it's still got a 5-mile range on it. We're only half a mile from shore.
Oh, so you can detect everybody.
Oh. You
It's
just
like
yell,
14,000 targets within my range.
So it would tell you who everyone is, but it would still tell you that there are about people nearby.
Yeah.
Also, yes, I can. That's what happens when you sell your soul at a bargain.
So yeah, magic, yay.
Do the magic.
Do the magic.
Because I've been told if I use my primeval
No,
awareness.
if you want to use primeval awareness, I'm fine with you doing that here. Like, I would not punish you for it.
Okay. Well, all I need to do is just spend one uninterrupted minute in concentration. So if everybody's talking over whether we're going to ram the door down or not, Sedge will just basically be standing there kind of sniffing the air.
Okay.
Yes, and I said I'll put my Eldritch Sight on too.
Can you post exactly how your primeval awareness, your awareness works? I think primeval, but it's not. Is it primeval? I can't remember.
Do bottom paragraph on that.
So you can detect humanoids.
Yup.
Which should cover our enemies. He didn't say they were both people, right? Rather, they'd be humanoids of some kind. I think he would have mentioned if they weren't.
If it's like, oh yeah, by the way, there's also a beholder below that. It's like, all right, yeah, sure.
He did mention that yes, they were 2 people. You will detect. I mean, you detect all the people above deck. You know, the various crew members. A couple were above deck, a couple were below. Throughout the ship, you will detect.
Feel the seething mass of humanity of the city behind us.
There's actually something I need to quickly double check.
Classifies as a humanoid. There's a mind flyer.
One of them is Genie.
Captain thinks he saw humanoids.
And you will detect a humanoid in this room.
Which one?
This one.
That's bad. A humanoid. You're supposed to be 2.
With in order to detect the various people around the ship, with detect magic, you will detect something coming from in this room and something coming from in this room.
God damn it. Okay, so bad.
Break doors down.
Yeah. He is.
Actually, no. I'm having to double check this modifier because I'm. No, you detect a humanoid sense from both rooms.
Okay.
Slightly less panic-inducing. What kind of magic am I sensing?
Enchantment.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, but that could mean anything from they're carrying a +1 ring to literally anything else.
Yeah.
But luckily, at least
Yeah.
it's not transmutation. All right.
So, indeed, that's true. So they aren't like a dragon in disguise or something.
Well, I'm sure if there was dragon in disguise, the ship would be listing dangerously one direction or another.
You'd be surprised.
I've always assumed that dragons like have mortal weight when they, transfigure into humans, but
Well,
I'm sure they do.
when they change their form, their weight and mass actually shifts to accommodate their form.
Yes, but it's funnier if you imagine it my way.
right.
It's
But if
not
the
like
mass
envy.
changes, the amount
It's
of
nothing like
energy
envy in
that-
FMA.
Yes, indeed. I had never considered that before. That the laws of physics are broken by fucking magic.
Whatever you do, do not knock the dragon humanoid prone. They will just go through the floor.
You
Amy-
can't
Amy-
knock the dragonoid prone.
Anyway, yeah, so you can detect something humanoid in both rooms and something magical in both rooms.
There's an ensorcelled power coming from both those rooms up ahead.
There are soft skins in both rooms.
So we have magic and people in both rooms, where we assume that there would be people potentially with magic.
We must be
Makes sense.
cautious.
Always cautious.
Just we lock one of the doors, then make our entrance into the other.
Are they not already locked? Why were we given key?
Yes, but if we stick the key into the one that's locked, it'll prevent it from being unlocked.
And which one do you wish to jam?
I guess we might as well go in order. Jam this one and check out this one. This is also the bigger room, so odds are the bigger threats in here.
Okay.
Just so you know, small things can be threatening too.
Mm.
5 foot tall sorcerer and 10
Yes,
size.
but this is also the room wherein he initially wasn't going to say it was a humanoid. So I'm thinking this is where the monstrous bad guy is.
Yeah, I should have actually done my research on that beforehand.
We still would have done that anyway, because if we were to unlock the far door first, then the closed door could come behind us, and then we get kind of pincered. So, I mean,
Well,
even
that's
logic
exact-
would have dictated.
That was yes, even apart from that, yes, it makes slightly more logistical sense. Go to this room first, because that way, if this guy opens up, he still more or less has to slam into our front line.
Correct. There's
Okay.
still a large metal angry thing between the danger and everyone else.
Well then, jamming that door with the key. I'm assuming you're unlocking the first one first.
Yes.
We should knock.
Wow, that's for a non cruise ship, that's some fucking amazing luxury.
And I had to steal it from
Very
somewhere.
familiar to me.
I know.
Yes,
Yeah,
I
like-
know it does. I set fire to that building.
It's like, I think we might have been in this
So-
ship in before.
Oh yeah, we killed everyone here. I remember that.
Yeah, and I burned it down.
And here
That
we are
was
again
fun.
with fire and murder.
I was trying to find something suitable. It's pretty much the first thing I found that actually looked reasonable.
It works.
Yes. Are you going to just try and open the door and let yourself in, or?
We should probably
Yeah.
knock first, yeah. Again.
Knock.
So they can just start aiming at the door with their repeating crossbows.
I suppose technically, yes, it is literally Bardic knock.
I'm just saying, there's no reason to be impolite until there's reason to be impolite.
Okay. Knocking on the door, you'll hear a male voice from behind it. Yes, what do you want? I specifically asked not to be bothered until we were underway.
Agents of the Crown's Guard, we're conducting a routine customs inspection of this vessel. We'd like a moment of your time to ask you a few questions.
You hear someone stepping over the door behind, and then a deadbolt sliding across. Come in if you like. Perhaps you'll have a drink. Questions have you?
Well,
If nobody stops me, then Ruin will open the door.
no, indeed. Well, don't mind if I do. Go inside. I recommend at the very least Seroth stay behind to plug this thing, or Ruin could stay here at this choke point.
I'm fine with either.
So I'll go in with you. A duck under the door.
Mm,
I'm gonna kind of stick close to Sarah.
yeah, we want to keep some beef stick with, just in case his flunky bursts through this door, so he doesn't immediately burst through the door and shank a mage or something.
So, what can I do for Agents of the Crown's Guard then?
Name an occupation
Um,
or something. I don't know.
Pardon to be disturbing you and your business, but some irregularities have come up concerning your voyage in the manifesto. Care to give us your name?
Of course. My name is Farvin the Crow. I arranged passage with Captain Tenebron recently, and, well, I'm hoping to be in Whiteshore in a few days.
Father. Oh,
Not father, Farvin.
Farvin. I was I the one that heard father?
I also heard
initially
father.
heard father.
I heard Farthen.
Anyway,
Actually, I'll be honest, I heard Farthing, but anyway.
Yes, they have created many bicycles.
according to the captain, you're headed to Whiteshore. Is that correct?
That is.
What are the reasons for this visit? This journey.
I have business associates there. Hoping to arrange some new trade avenues. Things have been a little bit less here. Bandit trouble, you know. Not really to my tastes.
I see.
Sure, I can't get you a drink.
Yes, actually. Oh, yes, a drink would be lovely.
Step over to the desk and takes out a nice looking glass decanter with some sort of liquor in it and starts pouring a couple glasses.
Man of some culture and taste, I see.
Naturally, I have nothing to hide. What else would you ask?
Okay. I'm onto the ship with another person.
Yes, my bodyguard.
Your bodyguard?
Yes. Tough and stupid, just how I like them, but very loyal.
Well, that is what one wants from a bodyguard.
Isn't it just?
Tough enough to take an arrow for you, too stupid to negotiate a proper wage.
It's always the best kind of help. He is in the room just across the hall if you want to ask him anything, though. I don't know if I'd necessarily waste your time. He's usually too dim-witted to actually answer anything properly.
I see. Did you bring in any cargo of your own for this voyage?
Just a few personal items, a few things that I have here with me. The liquor, of course, is mine. Most of the furnishings here belong to the captain. I just have a few simple things.
I see, I see.
They're all in this room if you'd like to inspect them yourself.
I wouldn't mean to pry, but you're offering to show me.
He'll beckon you over to a dresser over here in the room. Now, these items, he'll point to a small chest on the table, which he'll take out a key and unlock it. These belong to my grandfather, and he'll place a hand gently on your shoulder as he raises the lift with his other hand. Make me a wisdom saving throw, please.
Oh,
All right.
DC 15.
Damn it.
enough.
You are now considered charmed.
I'm good.
That ain't great. You son of a bitch.
Now, some of these baubles and trinkets there, quite pleasant to look at. Some of them are quite sentimental, though. If you'd like to have one of them, please feel free to help yourself.
I mean, I'm charmed, so basically I do what you tell me to. So,
You obey any verbal commands given. Allow Ruin, you're in the room. I'll allow you to make a perception check to see if you notice.
Well, let's hope I do. I do have proficiency in perception, but my wisdom is not that high. 13. Is that enough?
You've been around Diarra probably for the better part of at least a week now. You're used to him generally being quite, well,
Diarra.
yeah, tense,
Diarra.
sometimes a bit standoffish. He looks suspiciously relaxed.
He's not paranoid enough, or raving about tieflings.
or in this particular circumstance, insufficiently supercilious. I mean, I probably wouldn't be raving paranoid here as well, but
Considering what information you have gained, Diarra seems to be acting far too relaxed from what you've previously observed of him.
This is very odd.
I waited too long on pulling the Eldritch Sight thing that I may have saved myself.
I don't think Detect Magic would have got you on a spell, though.
Well, I'm assuming that the item was ensorcelled rather than that he quietly cast a spell.
What kind of check would it be to determine what kind of state what has come over Diarra? Or is that even possible?
Difficult to say.
I mean, there's one person who's always willing in the party to call Diarra on his bullshit.
Yes, there
Yeah.
is.
Now, I didn't catch your name. What was it again, sir?
Oh, that would
Important.
that would be Diarra von Damen. Hey,
Yes,
And you're-
very,
your service.
It's very
Noble.
good, Diero. Always a pleasure to meet a fellow man of noble upbringing.
Couldn't it? I prided myself on my mastery of noble etiquette, but even upon such a short meeting, it's clear it will always pale in comparison to your culture and breeding.
If he's male, it's an incubi, but
Actually, that does make me think. I still have divine sense.
Divine sense?
Yeah.
Oh god, this shit lasts for an hour.
No, it doesn't.
Oh.
Let's
Oh.
me detect. Let's me locate the location of any celestial fiend or undead.
Oh god, it's a higher rank one. Holy shit.
You are charmed for 1 day.
Fuck me.
Ooh, Diero.
To kill this guy to let you go.
Seeing as Serath is in the hallway, he will use divine sense. I get 5 uses of it.
because Seraph has probably been around Diero enough to know that Diero's not going to belittle his station to someone else.
I was gonna say, you're right outside. You're in the doorway, so you can hear the conversation happening inside.
Well, Art's a little further back, but I mean, if you want, Art can go through, like, peek her head and say, Diero, you're full of shit.
Can't attack the charmer or target the charmer. God damn it!
Does
Yep.
he always act like this?
Nope.
No.
So you're casting divine sense.
Yep. I don't have to cast anything. It's just a basic class action. I get 5 uses of it as an action, so I don't have to take time for either.
5 uses,
5 uses.
and it can detect.
Celestial, fiend, undead, consecrated or desecrated areas as well.
Does it tell you which one you detect?
It tells me, yes, it tells me which one, but it does not tell me who. It says, you know the type, celestial, fiend, or undead of any being whose presence you sense, but not its identity. Oh, let me just click the damn button. I forgot I can do
As you
that.
say, if you can click the button, it helps.
But I was gonna say, if Art points out that Diero's acting funny, like that's not what he acts like.
Oh yeah, Art's
I'm
gonna
go
say
ahead and-
he's never gonna belittle himself in front of somebody else.
Yeah, even Sarah will know
Far
he was,
too.
he's not.
You know beyond any doubt, Saroth, there is definitely a fiend within 5 feet of you. Oh, sorry, no, 20 feet of you.
I was gonna say,
That's funny.
Sorry, no, the fiend is Vika.
Fika, you have something you want to say here?
So actually, given that,
God fucking damn it! We finally run into a fiend, and I'm not allowed to smite it.
hold on. I was about to say, after Art says that he's acting funny, I'm gonna kind of like work my way into the room.
Sarah will as well, because after sensing that, that's not exactly something he's going to.
I'm staying right here.
I was about to say, and on that, I'm going to walk over to Diero, ask him if he's feeling all right. Reach out, touch him on the arm, and cast Identify.
Identify.
Oh, I feel exceptionally, Vika. I've just come to a realization that we don't really have anything here. I think we are wasting our time bothering this good man and his bodyguard. I think we've accomplished quite enough for the day. We should probably just head on home.
Okay, Art is going
yes,
to.
Diero. Yes, Diero, we have wasted enough time. Kill them.
Art was gonna call out the
I don't-
bullshit.
Oh, so much for that then. And yes,
Oh.
because Identify can identify if anyone is under a like it can identify if a person is under a magical effect.
You would have gotten it. You would have gotten it in. You will identify that he is definitely under the influence of some sort of charm effect.
Alright, where the fuck is this spell?
Let's see. You can learn what spells, if any, are currently affecting it. So I would know the spell that's affecting him. Is it charm person? Is it dominate person? Is it?
It can't be charm person.
It's
checked
not
that.
the charm person spell.
Oh.
It is the charm ability of a fiend.
Axel.
If all that does is make me charmed, I don't actually need to follow its orders to kill my friends.
Charm
need to
target
spell.
obeys the fiend's verbal or telepathic commands.
Because it's not the charm spell, it's the charm effect, and that's different. It's kind of like feared versus frightened. Fuck.
Like literally just all verbal commands.
Any verbal or telepathic command given. Pretty much the only exception to this is that if you are told to do something that you would definitely deem to be suicidal, then you immediately get a saving throw.
This feels pretty suicidal.
Indeed.
Yeah, I've got to say.
This is pretty suicidal.
No, suicidal is in, jump off that cliff. Throw yourself in front of this cart of running horses.
Yes.
The arrow's
yes,
been
Mister.
around
Isn't
ruin long.
this basically a
That's
top
pretty
of
suicidal
running
right there.
horses?
I think you take more damage from a ruin smashing into you than a cart and horse smashing into you.
But yeah, to give myself at least a small amount of credit, I am incredibly hard to kill.
He is.
That's
It's
true.
still suicidal.
How many wounds does Zero have?
30, but my AC can be 24.
Because of the shield.
So yes,
Yep.
you have been ordered to try and kill your friends.
Are we to initiative?
There is one thing that you will know about the spell, Andy, considering you did do an identify on him. You know that suffering any harm can potentially break the effect.
Oh, we got to
Me.
kick his ass as well. This is the best day ever.
Oh,
I was
kick
gonna say,
his
if Zell
ass?
was here, it'd be the best day ever.
We gotta kick his ass? This means I can. Oh, wait. Huh.
I'm going to remember this. Probably.
Probably not.
If
Fair
I
point,
use
actually.
my...
I don't think you remember anything after a fiend stops charming you.
See, so everything's fine. Moving on. Everybody hit the arrow.
I was gonna say, Art could
Could you
technically just
murder
hit him
the
with a
dude
dagger.
first?
We could. I mean,
If you stab me
That's
with a dagger, that is more likely to kill me than anything else anyone will ever do.
I was going to say, there is another sort of side to it that if the caster dies, the charm effect also ends.
Yeah.
Well, that's what Sarah's going to be doing anyways, because there's a damn fiend charming somebody. Gonna be
Yeah,
stabbed.
so let's say
But-
I think it might be more because I'd have to try to defend myself, I imagine. So
Yes.
it might be more efficient rather than trying to hit the dude who's cracked out his AC to be as high as possible. Who instead try to
The
murder
other
this
thing.
wizard. Yeah.
We don't know it's a wizard. Could be any
Well-
flavor of fiend.
Yeah.
On high initiative.
Whatever. And just trust in my ability to not kill you fast enough.
This fucking place is too small. I can't target anything with my.
Why is this the only time I roll decently on initiative?
Because
Oh, God.
secretly, Tierra wants to kill all of us.
Admittedly,
Dagobah
this doesn't
before
sound like
Diarra.
the worst idea.
I go before Diarra.
You wanted?
I do.
God.
Oh, I didn't select my token. That's what.
Oh.
That's fuck you all.
Sedge is gonna go up there and maul the guy's face.
This dude's got places to be.
Let's hope this fucking door holds.
Sedge, kill,
Or that it
kill,
can't just go through a wall.
kill soft skin
How
in a
many
jiffy.
wounds does Ruin have?
34.
34. How many wounds does Saroth have?
Right now, 28 on this map.
Your questions concern me, Timo.
Sleep.
Sleep?
Fireball.
Oh, sleep. Sleep's fine.
Because sleep affects the target with the lowest HP, which this case I'm guessing is Vika, then Saroth, then Diarra.
26.
Yeah.
I have 21.
Yeah, but if I target here, you're further than 20 feet away.
But you go after me.
That is true. And hopefully this
Has
guy's already
everyone
dead.
added their initiatives?
Yes.
I have. I'm not in the
mine-
tracker because I messed up.
I'll
I
add
had
you in
my
manually then, so you can do it.
I had my token selected, and it still didn't add me to the turn
Hey, I
order
keep
list.
forgetting.
Alright, I'll add you as well then, so you can do it manually.
But then I rolled a 20, so there's no point me re-rolling anyway. So
If we can do any radiant damage, that this fiend might be vulnerable to that. So,
Hey, guess who's a motherfucking
Silver.
cleric?
yeah.
One with the holy symbol wearing the plate armor is the answer, and not the lizard, who also is wearing plate armor and has a holy
And a
symbol.
holy
that comes back after I said the sentence.
now that you mention it,
Because I think
Maybe
Paladin
I should-
smite is radiant damage, right?
Maybe I should just put a flaming sphere inside the room. That will set everything right. I mean, it does only set alight all things.
Oh dear. Anyway, yes, we have first on initiative is Serge.
yay! Oh shit! What am I meant to por favor? I've just dropped a needle in my keyboard.
Or no?
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
I've done that before. It's fun trying to like fish it out of there.
Thankfully,
Maybe-
it's a felting needle, so it's a big needle.
Maybe don't do heroin during the game.
I'll try not to, but you know.
Well, clearly, because you're dropping your needles everywhere.
I know. I got the shakes and everything. All right. Cool. Need to real quickly look at something.
Actually, flaming sphere doesn't specify that wall stop it, so I could make it
Right.
here. This way.
Just burn through the boat.
Yes. Set the boat
Okay,
on fire.
cool. I can get in there and kind of peek between Seroth and Ruin.
Also, I'm pretty sure taking a fiend as a passenger is against some kind of law.
It's gotta be some laws. But the
Yeah.
captain could reasonably say that he didn't know he was a fiend.
The fiend could also have charmed the captain as soon as he got
That
on
too.
board.
That too. Alright.
Getting charmed is not against the laws.
Well, it should be.
Unless a bard is involved.
Alright, so. Hunter's Mark.
On the arrow?
No.
Oh.
Hey.
The one time we could actually beat the crap out of Diero, and we're thinking logically.
Sedge has no problem with the arrow. Alright.
Except Diero lied to you.
23 will hit, most certainly.
Nice.
I don't know where I've ever ended up lying to Sej.
You did lie to Sej in the prison.
And
No, I didn't. You didn't let me get around to lying.
You admitted
I
you
mean-
were lying.
The argument.
Okay, so
Alright, so do the thing, because then I get my other attack. Because he hasn't done anything. Oh, wait, I can move even further.
yeah, because you're
I forget
faster in
my
the first
plus
round.
Yeah, I forgot my plus 10 bonus.
But you can still move because you can
Yeah.
attack and move. So
I think behind the wall of steel might be where you want to be.
That's probably a good idea.
Just move to the doorway of the bathroom.
Yeah,
I mean, Sarah's still in front of you, so yeah. Regardless.
and second attack. Second verse, same as the first. Where did my thingy go?
I don't know, maybe it's running away with the biker outside.
18.
Wow.
Well, still hit.
Okay. That was not as good. So 17 and 10 respectively.
Didn't you have something else extra because he hasn't acted yet, or?
That's why I got to attack.
That's the extra
twice.
attack.
Ah, okay.
So your arrows will strike the figure in the torso. They don't seem to have as much effect as you would normally think they would.
Damn
Oh,
fiends.
he's got resistance to non-magic stuff, I'm guessing.
Probably.
Next up, the figure gets to go.
I'll admit, I was not expecting a fucking demon to be here.
Is
That's
the
the problem
demon
with
or a devil?
A fair question. Based on his behavior, I assume devil, but that's not 100% confirmed.
Diero, I trust you to deal with them promptly. And it is going to take a step forward and just vanish.
No! Get back here, you bastard!
How dare you cast invisibility?
Well, Rowan is standing in front of the door.
Art is too.
This is true. There is no physical way for him to escape. He'd have to be really high level to be able to phase through material. So most likely he's just invisible.
Doesn't seeing magic things.
Yeah, detect magic would undo that. Unfortunately, I'm not. I'm charmed.
So you would actually potentially know what it did.
I can actually tell what it is, so I'm gonna smack the damn thing.
Hmm?
Until the end of this turn, I can still detect it with my divine sense.
You can't sense it.
If that's gone completely.
Well, that's something. All right, so
Wait, what?
Oh, be revealed.
Come.
yeah, I would say in that case, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and take a step back.
Well, let's see. Quick check first of all.
No fucking way. This dude knows teleport, or I don't think this could be any. There's no dimensional spell that would look like him just vanishing.
It's not so much he vanishes; he seemed to fade out.
Misty Step, maybe?
No.
I would say, would like anybody who's proficient in Arcana who saw him, namely Yo, be able to like Arcana it to see if they recognize the effect?
Potentially on your turn, yeah.
Well, it is our turn. So yeah.
Well, not quite.
It's still the fiends.
You'll hear a yell behind you, and something will bang against the door behind you, though the key in the lock, it doesn't open yet.
Oh right, that bodyguard's
right,
still there.
there's two.
Is this just pass without trace?
If it were passed without trace, you could still physically see them.
And I'd still be able to detect them, so yeah.
So,
I will explain later, but yes, it's 100% within the rules of what I did.
Okay, but so my turn now.
Yes, your turn.
Cool.
Please tell me you have dispel magic.
Dimension door.
No. I do not, in fact, have dispel magic.
Listen, all the
Sorry.
ones that like that's like all the interplanar ones I can think of, like gate, dimensional door, etc. Wouldn't look like him just vanishing into thin air.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and take a step back.
Or a plane shift, same deal.
So deliberately stepping out of Diero's melee range.
Okay. I don't know if Diero would have actually had his weapon drawn immediately either, considering he was talking.
I mean, I'll allow the attack opportunity if you want to take the swing.
No, presumably not. I mean, I wouldn't have had my weapon to hand. No.
So that's it. In that case, I'm going to scoot back forward. I'm going to hit him with my stick.
All right.
19.
Now that's a hit.
4.
Ow.
Make your saving throw.
Am I allowed to make another saving throw?
Yeah, because you took damage. That's
The
why
creature
I
cha-
hit you.
The creature charmed you and told you to kill your friends. It didn't necessarily order you to use your magic to defend yourself, so you can make another DC 15 Wisdom saving throw.
God fucking damn it.
And I'm just gonna shout out. It's like, hey, if we harm him, the spell's effect may end. So please try not to kill him. He's still our friend your friend on the inside. I don't know him that well, but I do not want him to die.
That was a very long sentence.
I talk very quickly.
I don't want him to die. Well said. Hi, Art.
All right, fine. Short version: hit him, not too hard.
Okay, Art trying to stab me with her dagger terrifies me more than anyone else in the party.
Figure out what the devil did.
Oh yeah, and then can I as a
I'll allow you to roll Arcana.
Fantastic. Do I know anything?
It's hard to say.
God damn it.
You can think of a few possible ways, but you're not sure how the creature just vanished before you.
Curiouser and curiouser.
Art. You just heard a loud, heavy bang from right behind you.
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. But I also just had Vika say, hit the arrow.
Decisions.
Sneak attack with ally dead.
Sneak attack. I could choose not to put the sneak attack on there.
Yeah.
I could choose not to, and then it's just 1d4 plus 3 damage if I can hit ya.
Well, that's certainly better than 1d4 plus 3
Plus 2d6.
plus 1d6 plus 2d6 twice.
Oh shit. I do automatically crit because I go before you, so you'll be taking 7 damage if I hit you.
I can kill him. It's fine.
Wait, why are you going before me?
I have a higher
you've got
dex.
better and yeah.
Okay.
That is correct. But
Art
again,
is...
I don't. This is no, please, God, no.
This was the plan all along. How to kill a PC. Get them to do it to themselves.
You could prepare an action to stab whoever comes through this door.
If I were allowed to focus on surviving this and not just killing them, then I could actually potentially get out of here. But because I can shield to live, and healing word is free actions, and then fucking fly out of here. But I'm not allowed to do that.
You can fly through the door.
No, the window. There's a window over here.
Is that a window?
Yeah.
Looks like a window to me.
Oh, fair enough. Okay, because trying to fly out a door would be like a bird trying to fly into a birdhouse. Just fuck.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I imagine the ceiling would be too low for me to fly over people's heads and out that way. But
Yeah.
Seems to be just a logistic problem.
So here, yes, I do. I mean, I'm there. I am totally there to stab him. Totally down for this.
Use a knife and instead came in the head or something.
I mean, I could just use is there things for improvised weapons?
Well, and you can just choose to do non-fatal damage.
Well, that, and I'm also leaving the sneak attack off.
I think if you actually choose to do non-fatal, it actually does half damage as well.
Unarmed strike is 1 bludgeoning unless you have special rules.
Yeah, unless you're a monk or have the feat for unarmed, it does 1 plus your strength.
Well, therein lies the problem, though, about trying to hit me with an unarmed attack is unless your ability with it is quite good. Remember, you've got to hit a 19 just to hit me without me doing anything special to protect myself.
I get automatic advantage on you. Doesn't matter. Rogues,
I'd say
bullshit.
just still use your dagger for the proficiency bonus, and then just blunt him in the head. Just
Yeah.
just fuck.
I mean, I have simple. I could hit him with instead of the stabby part, the blunt, and do the non-lethal, which would be the half damage. You know what I'm talking about? Like,
Do it, but stab your friend.
Just make a decision, please.
Yep.
okay, well, since okay, fine, I'm gonna go bonk you in the noggin. Dagger.
Noggin bonkin.
Noggin bonkin. 18 and 18. Wow. Not quite enough.
All right, my turn. What do I need to do?
No. I'm fucking off again away from you. Fuck you. You ain't hitting me back.
Fair enough.
Everything has gone exactly to plan. I'm too close to the mind-controlled warlock.
So what exactly do I need to do now?
Your instructions were to kill your friends, so.
I would like to state that you haven't known Vika that long, so friends are strong.
I will say I could make it the case that Vika isn't really my friend. So.
Is anybody here your friend technically?
Seroth. Okay. If I wanted to kill Seroth, the best. God, there's not a great way to do it. Oh wait, no. Paladins actually don't have amazing wisdom scores. Okay, yeah. If I wanted to kill Seroth, I would finagle myself over here, probably.
As he does that, gonna whack.
Go ahead.
You would, yeah, bonk again.
Yep. Nope. I don't care.
I think.
That's a hard miss.
Can Art do it too as well because he moved past her? Yeah.
No, Art ran out of the room again with her additional movement.
Oh.
Yeah,
You just go on those things,
Then-
please.
I imagine he went this way.
Yeah, no, that's the way I went. Yeah.
Could still hit.
Sej could, yeah.
Can I?
Sage would have to be making an unarmed attack, though.
Bullshit, I would.
You don't have a melee weapon, you have a bow.
And teeth.
Right. Yeah, no, that's a thief.
I mean, I guess if you want to bite him, you can bite him.
I mean, it's still technically an unarmed strike, but yeah.
Yeah, it's still an unarmed attack.
What is it to pull out my rapier? Is it an action or a bonus action?
You can draw a weapon for free.
Free?
You
Oh,
draw- yeah, as part of your attack and stuff. It's
The only weapons that require an action are heavy weapons, if I remember right.
Anything that has like the loading principle, like loading property, I think. So like if you had a
Yeah.
crossbow that you didn't have a bolt in.
okay.
And halberds, I think.
All right, then. What was it? I guess again, if I'm trying to kill him in the most efficient way possible, what is it for swimming? Was it strength or dex? It was strength.
It's strength athletics.
Yep. Okay. So hex Seroth, and get hit and give him disadvantage on all strength checks. And then dissonant whispers. After
run me crazy.
pull out my rapier as a free action. Hex him on his strength. So that and then dissonant whispers. You must make a wisdom save and make DC 14.
All right, let's see about my wisdom check save.
And not
Nope.
all of us can fail their wisdom checks. I guess we do. All right.
All right. So that's 14 damage, and then stab him with the rapier. Holy fuck.
Wow, this is the one
Okay.
time you crit this on me.
Oh
Is
my
that Whisper's an
god.
attack? This Dissonant Whisper should have used your action. Oh wait, because he has to run.
Yep, no,
Okay,
this
that's
is the
pretty
trick. This is the trick. You run up to them, and then you use Dissonant Whispers, does damage them, force them to run away. Opportunity attack.
Hmm.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, I hate doing this, but like, if I am actually trying to kill him, if I were extra, this would be the most efficient way I could think of to do it. All right, damage. Does Hex get applied twice?
No, I think it's only the first time.
All right, so that's 18, 17, 21. That's 18 plus 21 damage. That's 39.
And so Seraph will go unconscious.
Yep,
Nice.
down I go.
I'm trying to figure out where the because I see 10 from the Dissonant Whispers and 4 from the Hex. That's 14. And then another.
Yep, and then my crit on the rapier,
Plus
which
5.
did 12 plus
17.
5, and then another 4 from Hex again, because Hex applies on every attack. And technically, I think he'd be over here, because I get the opportunity attack once he... I don't know, does it apply once he tries or once he does leave my radius?
Hold on. Quick question. Can you take a reaction on your own turn?
Yes.
Can.
Yeah.
Unfortunate. Disregard.
And then he won't have one for the rest of the round.
Yes. Which means I can't use shield, but the specific instructions were kill my friends, not preserve myself.
Note to self: protection from evil and good from is going in the fucking spell list.
Yeah.
Well.
I mean, I could have spent my turn going angel form, but again, that would be a bit too inefficient for my goal of killing my friends as quickly as possible. Saroth is on the ground.
Sadly, I wish I went before you, so I could at least command you to not do this.
I'm
I'm
Glad
actually really
that-
sad now. I think it's going to hurt our friendship of me having run up and stabbed you in the back.
Well,
I'm
Saroth
just
is not gonna
glad.
blame you for being charmed by a fiend. Not that much.
I'm just glad that Diero does not consider Art to be a friend.
Yeah, I was gonna say, does Art avoid getting attacked by the arrow?
Honestly, after Saroth, I'm not sure who else he'd consider a friend. Like Pock, maybe?
Go down the list. Who's your next close? What's your next closest thing to a friend?
Diero suddenly dives off the boat to go find his childhood friend in the middle of the city.
He's heading to the temple to find his sister.
Yeah, that's the next closest. I mean, Art is like at the bottom of the list of friends, in air quotes.
Seraph. Please to make a death saving throw, Seraph.
Oh boy.
Someone save him.
On the plus side, he picked the best possible place to fall unconscious.
He did.
Oh, wait, yeah, that's true. He's right next to the cleric, so good, so excellent.
Paladin goes down, Paladin gets back up. Never
Yeah.
miscommunication.
Seraph, please make your first death saving throw.
I'm trying to find the. Oh yeah, it's right there.
Sure, a natural
Sorry, I
20, you're
was-
awake.
I was wait for a moment. What happened to Saroth?
He got murdered by
Diero.
Diero.
You might be next because Pock is like technically next down the list of friends because the specific command was kill your friends. Art is at the bottom of the list.
Art isn't even on the list.
I guess I can just make a flaming sphere
I
in the
don't know. I think he's
square
actually.
right next to Art.
I actually think Art might be slightly above Vika. It's hard to say. But...
He hasn't known Vika long enough to determine friendship.
Yay for
Well,
being
Seraph
new here.
He
has
does
succeeded,
know-
so
Yeah. I think
Saroth have like 28 wounds.
Yeah,
but-
Diego
Yes.
did like 39 damage.
He critted. If you look up the chat.
Yeah,
That's,
Dissonant
that's
Whispers and then the
17?
stat. Nope, Dissonant
He also
Whispers was
dissonant whispered beforehand.
the Dissonant Whisper combo. You hex them as a bonus action, then you Dissonant
Ah.
Whispers as the action, which forced them to run away, stab as a reaction.
Ah, right.
Ow, fucking
I've done it a couple times on bad guys, so
yeah.
He did it to the guy that you fed off the boat.
Yeah. Which was actually my exact same plan here, is that if he survived, he'd have to run out through the window and off the boat.
Yep. So Ponk, you are up. South has succeeded on his first death saving throw.
There isn't really anything I can do.
He threw a firebolt at me.
Well, not really. You're in a room.
You could toll the dead? Just anything to do a little bit of damage to me?
I don't know if I have line of sight.
You can just see him from there.
Okay.
I'd say he'd probably have half cover, which means his AC is higher.
If you get something that ignores AC, yeah, that'd be good.
Toll the dead does, I believe.
Yeah, all the death is wisdom saving throw.
We've already learned he's not good at rolling those, so.
On paper, I'm all right. I've got a +3.
Watch him fucking crit this though.
Yeah, of course. It's so you gotta do. Come on, just fuck up this one wisdom saving throw so I get another one.
20.
Yeah.
So
You
how
take
much-
2 damage since you've been damaged, I think. Let me check the exact wording of all the dead. If the target is missing any of its hits, well, it takes the 1d12 instead. So you do take the
You take
2
2
damage
and
instead of the 8.
make another
Excellent.
wisdom saving throw.
Come on.
See.
Yes.
Wow!
You
We
are-
don't actually know you made wisdom
About to
saving,
say,
so we are going
no.
to trying to kill you.
Yeah,
Two things will immediately happen. One, you are no longer charmed. You've also become immune to the effect of this particular charm effect for the 24 hours.
I am going to fucking murder this asshole. He made me waste my spells and murder my friend.
In that order specifically.
and put you right in front of Art next to Ruin.
Ruin.
Ruin smash.
Okay, so my lowest attack, lowest damaging attack is my fists, which do 1d4 plus strength bonus.
Jesus Christ.
And you were worried about
Again,
Art.
Can elect to do.
No, actually, I'm still worried about Art. I said, seriously, you do on average the most consistently the most damage of anyone in this party. It's not even close.
Is there any way to tell that Diero has changed
back to
his
his
position?
senses?
Yes, since Vika did say that we need to bap him on the head and
His eyes might look a bit less glazed over than they would have done while he was charmed.
Yeah, probably not something you can notice. So. Better to just kill the guy.
Come on.
So basically,
Just
while
no-
he was charmed, he was probably aware of everything he was doing, but he had no control over it. He might look a bit more appalled at the fact that he just tried to murder his, quote unquote friend.
Yeah. Well, let's just say Ruin is going to take a gamble on this and assume that Diero is not charmed anymore, so he's gonna reach out with his hand and put it on his shoulder to keep him still. It's heavy, heavy hand. Where's the ton? Not quite. So I guess who wants to go next?
Is Sedge going to bite my neck?
Good question. Let's see if Sedge notices first that you seem to be.
You can make a perception check if you want. Hard to be certain.
Better bite,
So-
just to be sure.
Soft-skins have such weird facial expressions.
They have facial expressions. What even is this business? But Sedge doesn't manage to bite him anyway.
Right then.
All that focus on footwork and fight in school is paying off.
Okay, so we are doing the you can do a spell as bonus action along with the main spell as long as it's less
It has to be
than
a
3, yeah?
cantrip.
Okay, so we're doing
You
cantrip.
can cast a spell and a cantrip within the same round. It's not your
thought it-
turn yet.
I thought it would just matter on like what the casting time for a given thing is.
No, because if you do an action spell, you can't do a bonus action spell unless it's specifically ruled. And I thought we were doing that specific rule, but apparently we are not.
It's the Fiend's turn, I believe. He just
Yep.
doesn't show up on the track.
And it is going to appear right here.
Snap.
I say I should have gotten an opportunity attack because he got through me.
Also, a fair point. How the fuck did he get there?
Magic.
He says.
I have a hunch, but I don't know.
Let's see. What is it going to do next?
It's magic. It's something else.
So it. It is just going to go ahead and just take a swing at Art.
You bastard.
Is my thing messed up or
What's up?
because Art's still in the room and the other one's in the hallway?
You're messed up.
Art is
Art's
here.
out of the room.
Just
Let me
move
reset
yourself around.
retweak.
Let's move
No.
Art a couple of times and she should adjust.
Yeah, that's all I moved then. I was confused as to where the hell Art was.
Yeah, sometimes as a tokens get artifact for one person, once the token gets moved, it usually resets it.
Thank you.
So, against Art's AC.
I am
Oh,
pretty
yeah.
sure that's a hit. Oh, good.
Mm-hmm.
Not a crit though.
Not a crit. So it's actually just gonna slash out at you with one hand.
Does he have like a sword, or are these like demon claws?
It seems to have a knife in one hand, but it slashes out at you with its empty hand, and even though it seems to have, you know, the fingers of a elven man, they rake across you like sharp talons.
Oh, you done fucked up. I took my 7 damage.
Yeah. And then let's see. I think that's all it's going to do for now. Let's see, you. Can you, big dumb-witted buffoon, manage to smash your way out through this door yet?
Art is in really bad position.
I am.
Indeed.
Thankfully, she's a rogue and has a lot of tricks to get away from people.
Wow. You hear another loud slam against the door, and this time part of the wood buckles as you see a large blade splintering through part of it, though the door is not open yet.
You know, I'm glad we locked that door.
When it's
Oh,
Art's
Vika, now you're
turn,
up.
this is gonna be fun.
Pick me up.
Jacker.
Damn it. All right, I'm going to go ahead and cure wounds at level 2 on happy little Sarath here.
Happy?
Oh, he's pretty happy.
Do you want to stay on the floor? Would that make you happy then?
All right, I'm happy. I'm happy. Wake me up.
There you go.
Can't wake up.
This is an oddly extended conversation with an unconscious lizard.
So that's 13.
Yeah. It's a straightforward.
Wait,
And I'm
hold
back
on.
up.
20. It says. Oh wait, no, because he didn't.
Oh, no, wait.
Yeah, that would be because it'd be the.
Oh, 'cause
the
it's
one
level
with
2
one
healing.
and-
Oh yeah, that's right. And you get a
Good.
crit. That's really good.
You're just back.
So yeah, you will be awake at 20 wounds.
It's like, and up you go.
You are currently prone, but you are conscious.
Let's see. Bonus action. I don't got a whole lot of bonus action. I am gonna kind of scoot over down here. Yeah, that feels good. I'm gonna just
Alright.
get.
Oh, Art not happy. Art very not happy. Art extremely not happy.
You,
Am I considered
Wait,
am I getting my advantage because Diero has snapped out of it and is technically in this little bubble area?
He would, if you believe him to be an ally, then right now he would count as an ally for the benefits of sneak attack.
Oh yeah.
subtract 3. Okay, 17 then. That's
Yeah.
stuff like it's good.
Okie dokie. I'm gonna stab this this guy right here with a rapier. He hurt. 11. I don't think that's gonna go through.
No, it will easily dodge aside from your rapier strike.
And then I am fucking off with a disengage. Screw you, guy.
Okay.
She's gonna be yelling out, big idiots busting through the door.
Okay, I think, what was it? I'm going to be ready to flank it on the other side and do potentially quite a bit of extra damage. So, I think here I'm going to be really, really pissed. Really.
Angel time.
Angel time indeed. Where the fuck was that?
As you said, considering you were charmed, you were just speaking to the gentleman a moment ago, and now you saw South lying unconscious on the floor, and you're standing next to it.
With
So,
blood on your rapier.
Indeed. So, yes, I'm going to. Let's see. Going to indeed. Oh. Vile, perfidious fiend. I will send back to the deepest depths of hell that you crawled out of. And
awake already.
and it have the wings lash out, start sprouting light from my eyes and all that. And going to, since he went to 0 HP, I can, as a bonus action, take that hex from Seroth onto this demon. I don't know what I want to. Don't know what abilities check it makes the most sense to inhibit, but. I don't know. Yeah, I'm actually unsure.
I wish we do not know what kind of demon it is.
I guess strength, Kenton, or I don't know, dex maybe, because it might try to sneak away. Let's do Dex to prevent regular sneaking.
Okay.
And that'll be my turn. I'm just gonna trying to hold him in place here. My thinking being that thus on previous turns I could fly to help surround him, prevent him from going the other way.
Okay. South. You're awake but currently prone.
Fortunately for me, he's still within distance of me being waking up and getting prone.
Yeah, and it takes half your movement, so you can get back to your feet and then move over to him if you wish.
Yep.
Also, these rooms are fucking giant when you think about it.
Yeah.
Merciless demon,
Defeat
devil,
curse.
whatever you want to be. Back to the vile pits. And I'll be attacking with the battle axe.
Got it.
Before you say anything, I'm going to use my thing to increase it by my channel divinity to increase it by 10.
Okay, what is that? Something like War Master's Grace or something like that? Yeah, guided strike. Yeah.
Paladin ability.
Yeah, because I know there's one where it makes your strike better and one to make an ally's strike better. Okay, well, if you're increasing it by 10, it will hit.
And that's what I want to make sure of, because, yep. I'll be using Smite, as you might imagine at this point.
Smite away. Oof.
Jesus.
And you have a magical weapon.
He does.
I have a magical weapon and 3d6 Smite against that thing.
That is really gonna hurt it.
As it should.
It has to make a dex save at disadvantage.
Yeah.
It doesn't have disadvantage on saves.
Yeah, no, unfortunately, it doesn't affect saves. Just
Ability
just
check,
ability
yeah.
person. I made
How
that
good
mistake
is your
at the
axe?
beginning, and I thought it adds up. That's a lot of extra damage that it adds up to.
I'm giving you shit.
I know. But
It will save against the additional effect.
it's when I get Bane at a higher level, that's that can allow me to give them disadvantage on all ability checks.
Oh yeah, because Bane's like
On
the
all saves.
Yeah.
Because I would say this. Andy was half right earlier. It is not vulnerable to Radiant. It's one of the few things it's not resistant to. Huh.
Muted, Timo. I think you're muted.
Oh, okay. Which door is the sword poking through?
This one.
This one.
This one right behind South.
Ah, okay.
My plan is to move here, so I'll block that, and then I can just pass, attack with my silver halberd past Charoth.
You go stab him right through the door.
I was thinking maybe I should put a flaming spear right here. But I
Maybe.
don't know.
I don't know if that would help.
Daryl doesn't care what you do as long as that thing dies. The ship could go down with it at this point. As long as it goes back.
Sipo have any opinion on what kind of thing this might be, having seen it appear like that?
Is there a test I can do? I don't know.
I'd say you can check Arcana to see if you might know how it appeared and disappeared.
No. I know nothing.
Feros does not know much about demons because his Arcana sucks. All he knows is they must go back.
So the other thing would basically be a sort of intelligence check for people that might know about fiends to try and determine what kind of fiend can do this.
So an intelligence check?
If you wanted to.
Oh, let's try it. Let's give it a go. I get my intelligence exactly.
I did a bit better on mine. Just
I'm gonna say you can make one check,
okay, so
or at least one per turn.
Oh, so Art could have made one.
Let's not have everyone making checks right now.
Fuck you, demon.
Well, you were charmed by it specifically. It may very well be some form of succubus.
Kill it dead. On the plus side, it's actually not that dangerous anymore.
And succubi have a couple of major effects. One is that they can basically charm you at will for up to 24 hours.
Yeah, that actually makes a lot of sense, yeah.
And they're also at will able to enter the ethereal plane.
God damn it.
That's blinky.
I can shoot it 6 times with the magic wand.
That might be an idea, because otherwise it might run away and be a real bastard.
Yeah, I think I'll do that. And that automatically hits, so.
Using the wand?
Yeah. 1,
Pew! Pew!
3, 4, 5, 6.
Net. Into the corridor.
Let me do math now. So let's see. 6,
Many.
13,
18.
18. Oof. That's all force, and nothing can resist that.
Yep. Magic missile pretty good when you can use it with wand like.
Gusto.
Impunity.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's definitely looking a bit worse for wear at this point.
Ruin smash!
Doubling over from pain after being struck with, first of all, a horrendous smite from Saroth, and then several magic missiles in the back. I'm not sure the bodyguard's even going to get out of his room before you kill it.
Oh, I need to pass through Saroth to get here.
Yep.
You will get the opportunity attacked, I think.
No, but I want to block Mr. Bodyguard from getting out of his place and flanking Saroth.
Indeed.
So yeah, I'll get a hit in. I mean, he gets a hit in. He gets to try.
That is not going to hit your AC. The creature itself, not that dangerous. Just hard to kill.
I do not know if Succubi or Incubi or whatever, are they vulnerable to silver, since that technically counts as magic?
Silver works on one of them. Alchemical silver works on one, and the other one is hurt by the other.
Where was Sylvan Weapon again?
Don't know. It's let's see.
Having
Silver
immunity or
weapons
resistance
in
to non-magical, it's susceptible to silver weapons.
148.
I don't think it would work against the succubus in terms of negating resistance.
Okay.
Works on imps.
Monsters that have immunity or resistance to non-magical weapons are susceptible to silver weapons.
Basically, tends to work against like vampires and werewolves.
Okay.
Alright. We've got. Right. Come on.
Attack it from here, so.
Yeah. Get it, Ruin.
Devil's Rights looking at all. Do not resist silver. Oh.
Guess I should have gone ahead and hit it. I'll feel really bad if, after all that, it just vanishes into the ethereal plane and never comes back.
Guess I'll use Fighting Spirit. Let's see. Myself with the advantage and 5 temporary hit points. I don't go over my max hit points, so that's barely an important thing to notice. Do get advantage.
Okay.
So let's attack.
That will hit.
15. I don't know how resistant to damage works. Is it cut in half?
Half all damage taken.
Right.
However, as your halberd slices into it, it will double over in pain before dropping to its knees.
Dead.
Is it at 0 or?
It's faking. Kill it.
Okay. It's fucking gone. No, wait, there it is.
It lost its ability to maintain its form, I'm guessing. Which
Lost
means it
its-
must be at 0.
Yeah, its form seemed to shift back to that of a, demonic-looking female form, horned and winged before you as she falls to the ground, parts of her body starting to crumble to ash.
We're crumbling fast enough. Action surge to hit it again. I don't know how these things work.
Trick is hit it till it dies.
The thing is, if she lost her form and she's crumbling, she's dead or dying.
Yay, we did a thing.
Yeah,
I'm not
but
entirely
then
sure how this connects to everything else, but woo.
it was completely unrelated to everything.
This has nothing to do with the Bleak Song Syndicator thing. It was a completely unrelated demon trying to get to White Shore on this boat for unrelated reasons. Indeed, let's see if the bodyguard wants to die for a dead patron. Because I am more than willing to murder the shit out of anyone working for a demon.
Is the bodyguard just an idiot who's been charmed?
It's very possible.
That's the thing. Succubi can only charm one person at a time.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Nope, there's an idiot that
Well,
needs to die.
I don't know that. Sedge doesn't know
Indeed.
that.
So, do you want to action surge and smash the succubus's body or the door, or do you just want to let Sedge go? Ruin. Helen?
If you're talking, Hellion, we can't
I was
hear you.
fucking muted. All right. Yeah. So, yeah, I'll attack through the door. But action surge. But again with advantage. Albert. 21.
Hey, wow. The door having already been partially destroyed, you will smash your way through it, and your halberd will graze across someone that's standing on the other side of it, trying to break his way out.
Alright.
And the arrow to you, he is immediately recognizable.
It's your father.
I find that very unlikely.
I don't think his father's a half-orc.
Okay, time to murder this asshole.
Indeed. You see before you on the other side of the door, holding a greatsword aloft, is Rashgal.
I am very confused and concerned about what the fuck's going on. Although we will want to take this dude alive, which I will say on my turn.
Who is it? I thought I missed his name.
Rashgal.
One of the higher ups and sworn bodyguard of the leader of the Bleak Song.
Yeah.
Ah,
Yes, he is. We've encountered him indirectly so far a few times as the half-orc basically communicating things on behalf of the higher ups in the Bleaksong Syndicate. So we'll want to, as I said, I'll say that we'll want to take this dude alive for information. On the other hand, I also really want to kill him. So
Well, my hunter's mark can move across to him.
Okay. So you can see him. He would have partial cover, which is a +3 to his AC from where you are.
Okay. I hold no great hopes. That was the wrong button. Let me actually roll the right fucking... No. Carry on.
Succubus is dying. Let's see, Yarskal. Well, everyone's taking a swing at him, so he's going to return the favor by raging. And he's going to make reckless attacks against you.
Let's do again.
Gives him
Just the-
advantage.
Advantage on him, so he gets advantage on me, so that's fine.
No, everyone has advantage on him.
can we
22
apprehend
against your
someone?
AC.
Is
Believe
it possible to apprehend someone that's incapacitated?
Yeah.
Basically, if you choose to use non-fatal damage to render them unconscious, yes.
I'm not saying unconscious. I said incapacitated.
I mean, I could just heal it and get it back up.
Well, I assume he doesn't drop dead zero, but that's not what I'm talking about. I have a spell that could theoretically just go straight to rendering him incapacitated.
Well, of course we can apprehend someone who's incapacitated. They can't stop us.
Which time?
Sleep.
Then if so things like sleep or things that render them basically helpless, and you can try and use actions to basically tie them up, chain them up, whatever, and they can't stop you because they're incapable of taking actions to defend themselves.
So I get hit if you didn't hear.
Yeah.
Damage.
11 wounds.
Let's see.
And he has no follow-up because he's not that high level yet.
Indeed.
Okay. Can I go ahead and if I scoot up here next to the door, can I stick my head around the corner and see him?
Sure.
Sweet. Guiding bolt. And that's at advantage because he raging strike, yeah? Question mark?
Darling.
Any attack rolls get advantage against him.
Sweet. 15.
Uh, 15 will just miss.
No, it won't. Favored by the gods.
Okay, roll it.
17.
Snake eyes. Barely hits.
But it hits, and that's what's important.
It is a hit. Roll your damage for guiding bolt.
Okay.
Oof.
16 radiant.
Oof.
Hello. Blast. And then I'm back behind the door.
Art. And doesn't guiding bolt also potentially give advantage if you weren't already granting it?
Correct.
Art is going to dip, 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 dip behind him and try to stab. 21.
Will definitely hit.
Nine. And then my cunning action. Not much I can do. I mean, I could try to
Cutting
hide.
action to you can't hide while you're in melee. Cutting action disengage.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be coming around and blocking him from coming after you. So
Disengage is... I'll disengage.
Okay.
Here?
Diero, you're up.
gonna fly around here. That's for sure. I could just attack him. How's he looking health-wise? Like,
It's looking a bit bloodied. He's still going strong though.
yeah, he's like level 3, level 4, maybe level 5 barbarian or some shit. He's gonna have a shitload of HP.
If he were level 5, he'd attack more than once.
Oh yeah, fair point. Thinking this could just do it, or it could fail, or it could completely fail. If it fails for the reason that I'm thinking it might, that'd be fucking hilarious. Or if he surprises me on his skill allotment, but I feel like it's it'd be too hilarious not to try. After flying around, Rajgal, remember me? Isn't that funny? It's hideous laughter him. Oh, and bonus action, hex him just for the fuck of it.
Oh god, hideous laughter. Let's see. This is what kind of save?
Wisdom saving throw. It's my spell save DC 14, or he finds everything incredibly funny and falls prone, laughing, incapacitated.
And the strongest vulnerabilities of a half-orc barbarian.
Well, let's see. Unless his intelligence is 4 or less, which I was like, if his intelligence is that low, that will be fucking like the most hilarious reason for it to fail.
It is wisdom, so.
Well, that's my thinking. I'm thinking his wisdom save has got to be crap. I'm hoping. Yes.
0.
He's just gonna like notice you out of the corner of his eye, running around behind you, and as you speak to him out loud, he's just gonna sort of tilt his head to one side a little bit before his head goes back and he starts laughing uproariously, dropping his sword as he falls to his knees, laughing at you.
I think it's funny too. Get him in chains.
Would rope work? I don't have chains.
Does ruin have change?
Does Ruin have chains?
Change. 10
So
feet of chain.
So yeah, he will keep laughing until he's either damaged or gets to save each turn, right?
Yes. So we've got one round to. We can basically go on for a while. As long as we don't actively attack him, but just find him, then yeah.
Otherwise, you can do things like grapple or tie him up without risking a saving throw.
That was my thinking.
His sword. He dropped it.
And yes, and of course take his fucking sword and take his weapons.
It's cursed sword.
I'm not going to ask you to roll. There's enough of you that you can basically dogpile him and bind him completely. And he'll be laughing all the way.
Oh yeah, no, I'm gonna make him keep laughing for the entire minute.
Pretty much, he's just gonna be rolling around on the floor, laughing, and basically telling you to get off because he's ticklish as you're tying him up.
The thing is, he's rolling around on the floor. He's just helping us tie him up because he's literally rolling the chains.
So yeah, I'm gonna call combat over at that point.
Alright, I'm gonna go and scavenge my arrows back.
I'm gonna go over to the succubus dust remains and like rub it with my holy symbol just to be safe.
How?
She's gonna have crumbled completely, eat ash and dust on the ground, leaving a vague form where she'd been lying.
All right.
Rub the big form of dust with my fucking holy symbol just to be sure.
We're taking in this dust pile on one charge of being a demon.
Does anyone have a broom?
Succubi are demons, right? Not devils.
Fiends.
I think.
Oh, it's another
Whatever.
group entirely.
Fiends. Oh, wait, no, yeah, no. What was it?
Demons and devils are also fiends. They're
Yeah.
actually technically different.
Well, that was the thing. I remember there was fiends. I thought, what was it? I'm trying to remember. I'm getting all the lore for the various edition mixed up. I believe fiends used to be like the neutral for both devils and demons. But then isn't there now like some sort of neutral? Are fiends now like the word for the neutral things? It's like demons are chaotic, devils are lawful. That's always been the case. But now there's like neutral, evil, abyssals.
Let me just quickly double.
I don't know. It doesn't matter, but
I mean, demons and devils are both different kinds of fiends. Succubi are just
Yeah.
fiends.
yep.
One
Regardless
of
of
them's
that,
from the Nine Hells, and one of them's
Is-
from the Abyss.
yes, demons are from the abyss, devils are from the nine hells.
Yep.
Anyway, let's search the prisoner
Yeah.
for any sort of explosives or other things and
Explosives?
magic items. And well,
Oh.
we don't never know.
Fair point, Eldritch Sight.
Oh.
Also, gonna give some time while we bind him up. Let my radiant light and wings go away before we go back to talk to the marshal.
Well, lying amongst a pile of dust and ash, your Eldritch Sight will detect lying in the dust is a dagger.
As I say, if I may, I have ways of determining the nature of magical items.
And the brutish Rajgal, she seems to be wearing some, well, has some magical aura about him as well.
What is it?
Examining him more closely, it would appear to be the armor he's wearing.
Well, okay. For both of them, what type of magic?
The magic items are enchantment.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. I guess technically a dumb question. Just making sure that it wasn't some
No,
asshole
it's the same
transfigured into a
enchantment.
dagger.
No, it's the same enchantment you detected before.
As I say, I'm just going to
Just,
cast Identify as a ritual, so I'm just going to chill
Like-
over here for 10 minutes and
Yeah,
work
I'll-
on that.
Yeah, I'll tell you that these are, these have magical powers. Helpful if you could ascertain their nature.
On it.
You
Yeah, I'm
have
just gonna kinda, like-
the identification ritual.
Yeah, I have Identify as a ritual. Forged
and
of
you
Aim.
have the stuff needed to perform.
Yeah, that was like the thing. That's why I've got shit armor right now.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, because I had to buy a diamond, I had to buy 100G pearl, and then I was kind of out of money.
Yep.
Oh, that's a fair point. Yeah, I guess what was it? We're burning through these pearls every time we want to use Identify, right? Or
Oh,
You
it's-
don't
pearls
burn
like-
It
through
doesn't
them.
use it, but you have to have it as a.
Oh
focus.
yeah. Okay, good.
Oh god, no! If it costs 100G
Put it in
every
your
time to
magic
cast this-
circle.
Yeah.
No, if it was 100 gold every time, I'd be like, nah, man, you're gonna have to find somebody else to find that shit.
Yeah, it's literally just you need some sort of you need the item to focus your magic through for the ritual.
But I think to cast it as a ritual, I have to take like 10 minutes to do it. So I'm
Yep.
just gonna.
10 minutes and potentially longer if it's like a higher level spell that you're doing.
Identify.
Yeah.
While he's doing that, Theros is going to be dousing the former ashes of the succubus with holy water. Just to make sure it's completely gone at this point.
Well, one, two. Good
I
thing
have
you
a pile of
got there.
wet dust.
I want to make sure that this contaminating filth is scrubbed and is scoured entirely in this vessel.
Okay, so yeah, Andy is going to take like 10 minutes identifying, which well before that, Hideous Laughter has worn off, and now Rajkar's gone from laughing to shouting angrily.
Someone get a gag. So, at least she didn't desecrate anything, because I would have sensed that before, so don't have to worry about that. Never mind.
You want him gagged?
I don't hear him shouting this entire time around.
Don't cut his
Not
throat
that.
again.
No.
No. I mean, I have rope. I can gag him with a piece of rope. It'd be like kind of like a bit gag, but you know.
You'll need to learn to accept it, Rajko. Things are ending differently this time. The reckoning's finally here.
First, Vika, you'll be able to identify the dagger as being a dagger of life stealing.
Oh, shiny.
If you're unsuccessfully harming a creature with the blade, you will then gain 1d4 temporary hit points.
All right, well, Art, you found a new dagger?
Also, since it's magical, counts as +1.
I thought our party is now slightly more competent.
Jera will avoid making some joke to the effect of it's from a demon, so it's appropriate.
So Art wasn't claiming it, but if Diero's going to give it to her, she'll be like, huh.
Technically, I would still have them right now. By
Yes.
virtue of identifying.
Indeed. Yes, you still have it. It's that Diera would indeed, though, suggest that this would be
Yeah, this is a nice
useful
stab thing.
a useful weapon for Art.
I'd say Vika will hand that over to him and be like, this seems more attuned to your particular sensibilities and nature.
As for the armor, it is a set of hide armor. And it
I think she just goes and heals herself now by poking the prisoner a few times.
oh god. It is hide armor of awakening.
Awakening.
Basically,
Keeps you awake from sleep cell or something?
actually no. Once prolonged rest, the first time you are rendered unconscious while wearing it, it immediately brings you back at 5 hit points.
Ooh, neat.
Ah! So it's a good thing you incapacitated him with laughter.
Yeah, I think that was the surprise he had in store for us, but no.
Yeah, the fact that this guy would have gotten back up twice.
Yeah, because as a half orc, they can also do that once.
What? That's some bullshit.
But your wisdom is crap. You are powerless against the might of the bard.
The funny thing is, if he were a high level barbarian, he could do it 3 times.
Because half orcs are bullshit when it comes to melee.
Because half orcs have a chance to come back, barbarians have a chance to come back when knocked out, and the armor gives him a chance to come back when knocked out.
Barbarian.
Man too angry to die.
So it's hide armor, so it's light armor, right?
Yeah,
It's
medium.
medium.
Medium, okay. Oh,
Lowest
Oh.
medium armor.
I'll take that. Wait. Well, I mean, what was it? Hide armor doesn't really seem like my style, though. What's the AC on that?
It's,
12.
That's the
it's-
dex modifier.
Yeah,
Plus-
it's still 12. Jesus Christ, that's fucking terrible.
well, it's +1 as well.
Oh, yeah.
So
Technically
13?
13. Chain shirt.
Let's say actually, yeah, that would give me the same AC as well.
It's basically 13 plus 2 up to 2 dexterity.
Oh, right, that's 2. So 15.
Yeah, that would lower my AC down to 17, so not worth it. But if someone else wants it, then because I'm the only one here that actively wears medium armor, I think.
Huh.
Oh right.
Well-
Oh right. Yeah. No. Ranger wears medium armor.
Oh no,
Oh,
I
shit.
wasn't making a noise to grab your attention about it. I stabbed myself with a needle.
But no, she is correct. Though. I think up to now I hadn't thought of this because Sedge isn't wearing any armor because of lizard armor.
Yeah, there's no point because that's base 13 plus 2 dex.
Yeah. But
My
if you
hide
had
is
something with a
16.
if you had something with a good enchantment on it, you might wear that. But otherwise, most of the time, Sedge will choose to go naked with a tapestry.
Yes.
Speaking of things going wrong, we've been down here and they probably want to know what's going on. So Sarah's is actually going to go back upstairs and tell people about the things going down. Let me
Alright.
have bloody as it is.
Let's
All
see,
right,
I
so
guess
it's
I'll just
rooms.
hang on to the hide for right now until we figure out what to do with it. Stuff in a bag.
Ruin, would you mind bringing along our prisoner? It's going to be quite heavy and likely be unruly. We'll need a firm hand on him.
I can do
Alright.
this.
You've gagged him, haven't you?
Yeah.
So, as he's sort of lifting him bodily and taking him upstairs, he's just struggling in our shoulders. Goes,
I just want to look through the rooms for like documents or secret.
A fair point. Puck,
Yes.
I think we should take a quick look through these rooms before we report back for any further evidence.
Find any clues what they would do in the next town? Like
Although, wait, no, I'm thinking, was it Puck or, goddammit, check this. Who's good at fighting stuff?
Pockers.
based.
Yeah, if it's like,
fuck
okay,
it.
yeah.
Sedge has
eh,
got decent perception, but not
Yeah.
investigation.
Let's say, yeah, this is
It'd be an
investigation.
investigation to have a quick look around.
Is there anything shiny?
Pock knows.
Puck sees everything.
Pock will, of course, notice the chest of baubles that were first pointed out to Diera when he was brought into the room.
Oh yeah, fancy things.
I was gonna say Sedge is in that room and can see those.
Yeah. It's a small chest and but it's like a small jewelry box. It's full of little gemstones and jewelry, probably worth about in total probably about 115 gold worth of like gems and jewelry in there. You also notice there is open on the table. There is a tome there, and some papers. Let's see what Pock did. Well, he crit. There's of course the crystal decanter full of fine liqueur, which Diera did have a sip of. Probably worth a decent penny to the right buyer, or take it for yourself to celebrate.
And we need to take all this valuable stuff into custody.
No, Sedge and Art are going through the shinies.
Let's see, Sedge. All right. I mean, beyond like the chest full of drawers and jewelry, there's
I was gonna say, you telling me a succubus doesn't have some shiny shit?
No, always.
They don't wear anything.
yeah, they're practically naked themselves. Like any clothing that it looked like she was wearing was actually completely illusory.
Doesn't matter. Still shinies.
There actually does seem to be a very finely made looking silver comb resting on a stand next to the bed.
Art has fur. Sedge has no need of that.
I was gonna say, I mean, the succubus still has to keep appearances up and would probably have, for appearance's sake, have fine clothes around for appearance's sake to keep their illusion up.
They can make illusionary clothes.
They can literally shapeshift into any form, including making them look like they're dressed.
No,
No,
I think what
I
she
mean,
meant.
I-
No, I think she meant was in
Like-
case any.
Yeah, in case
Oh.
anyone came searching their room or anything.
So it did look
Uh,
like
well,
where
yeah,
are all
that-
your clothes?
Like the dresser here, there would be like a couple outfits for show, but there's only sort of like 2 or 3 sets of clothes. They're all like made for a an adult male that's probably about 5.5 to 6 feet tall.
Is there a hat?
There is a very fine looking, like wide brimmed black hat, has a feather sticking out one side.
Says she has a hat now.
It has a feather sticking out the side, meaning there's a little band. Art is going to stick that silver comb on the other side of the feather. There.
It's one of those sort of, very stereotypical, sort of musketeers hats, big round brim, stuck up on one side, feather in it.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent.
Which means there's a band to hold the feather in, and Art is sticking the shiny silver comb in the band to where it peeks out.
Okay. Other than that, there's nothing else really of interest in here that doesn't look like it might be part of the furnishing for the ship. And there's nothing real of any interest in the room that Rashgal had been in. Some red clothes, a long cloak, a long sheath that probably went for his greatsword that he was carrying.
Oh, like just on our evil crimes. Documents detailing their criminal activities and all the criminal associates.
There were like a couple papers in the room that the succubus had been in.
Yeah, let's take that. And yeah, I suppose if we've cleaned the rooms out of everything interesting, then let's go see the warden and the captain, because I get a feeling this boat's not going anywhere.
Guess what, Captain? You had a succubus aboard. We killed it for you. You can thank us later.
From inside a jail cell.
Hold on, he might not have known that it was a succubus. He might just be guilty of smuggling people and not necessarily smuggling a demon.
Honestly, he probably didn't, but I mean, he's still gonna have to go down for questioning.
Oh, well, yeah.
I guess from inside a holding cell then would be more accurate. Whatever. They have holding cells in this time period. I don't think. Whatever. It's not our problem.
They have a stockade.
Yeah.
Well, as you're making your way up to the upper deck and dragging Rashgal out behind you, Marshall, you come rushing over. Just what's going on down there? We heard all the racket you were making, and Captain Tanavan came over all confused, had no idea why I was aboard a ship or what we were doing here.
You heard racket, but did not come to assist.
To be fair, you were down. Your actual fighting was going on for about 20 seconds.
Sedge doesn't care.
In minor fairness, though, to them, technically we did kind of send our ordering. The fight lasted about 20 seconds, and then we spent 20 minutes plus doing random shit in cleanup.
That's true. I was just about to come down. I've been trying to explain to the captain why we're here doing an inspection on his ship. Somehow he's managed to forget everything that's happened in the past couple hours.
I'd have something to do with that. Down here.
The mindfuckery.
I imagine imagine that is closely linked to the fiend we encountered below decks.
Fiend?
Yes, a fiend from the black hells beyond. It was one of the passengers, taking on the form of a man.
I'm getting too old for this. But you dealt with it then if you're coming back up here like this.
Yes, it was a fearsome opponent, but all of us stood strong and valiant against it. We're utterly
Good, that
beyond
does.
its feeble charms.
Mm-hmm.
We employed many devious and cunning stratagems to catch it off guard.
So you're trying to bullshit me right now.
I smacked it with holy magic.
Just sort of look around you, Dier, and notice Rajkal being dragged up the stairs.
Oh, and we also captured Rajgal from the Bleak Song Syndicate too.
You finally got that bastard.
Oh, why is he important?
Can't you be serious for once? After this fucker for too long. I have plenty of questions for him, and if you don't mind me saying, I think I'll be keeping you out of it this time.
Boy, we have proven ourselves unbelievably effective.
Tika's gonna cough at that one.
That is not even an irony. This is a complete success.
Last prisoner you talked to in my prison ended up dead.
All right.
Mhm.
That was not my fault.
I don't care whose fault it is. It's my prisoner now. As for you, Captain, well, your men can stay here. Unfortunately, you're coming back with me to the Crown Hall, and we're going to have a proper long chat about all of this.
Rajgal, looks like you're going to enjoy a nice long stay in prison to think over your misdeeds. Until you break out, fight you again in an adventure or two.
Ooh.
I think he wants me to take the rope out of his mouth so he can say something.
I'm sure he'd love that, but I don't really care about what he wants to say.
Alright,
Unless he wants to-
it's all about
Unless he wants
Dier
to-
hearing his own voice.
Well, everyone, I would think this was a complete success.
We're sorry about the door.
I don't care about the door. It's the captain's problem.
Not our fault. It was the big guy.
Now, Danabran, if you'll accompany us, we're heading back into town. You're coming along. Think our business here is done? Let's get aboard our boat and get out of here.
Seems that way. This raises all new concerns, though, now that I have time to stop and think over the implications. I assumed the goal here was to get Geyer out of the city, and possibly smuggling out the variety of the Bleak Song Syndicate's ill-gotten gains and take them off to a safe location. Instead, it seems the effort was entirely to get a demon out of town. And I hadn't even considered.
Who knows what they're thinking? Maybe they plan to move their gains out this way. You can really be sure. But willing to bet this and might have a thing or two to say if we pressure him enough.
I'm sure he'll have quite a bit to say. Just need to be persistent until he tells us what we want to hear.
Of course, he'll be bound for the noose, but not before we got an answers.
It's no more justice than he deserves.
Anyway, back into port we go. Suppose some of you might be needing a rest after all this.
Might do. Some of us took some injuries in that scuffle.
Make your way back onto the ship you sailed out of the harbor and undocking yourself from the other larger vessel. You'll be able to make your way back into Malamba proper. Mooring up at the docks where there's several of the Crown's Guard now have cleared away the bodies of the dead that you'd left there.
Oh, we didn't loot them. Damn.
You had your chance. They've all, the bodies have all been carted away for disposal, and
Didn't we loot them last time?
I don't remember.
But that's our classic calling card to let the people know that we've made an area safe. Tons and tons of bandit bodies.
Usually tons and tons of naked bandit bodies.
Yeah, they
Usually,
were probably
yes.
naked. They were naked because we took the stuff somehow. We had it on our boat. We put it on our boat that we took over to his boat that we were on. Just got onto and killed the demon. So all of our loot's on the boat.
No one does better at keeping this country safe from naked bandits than us.
Won't somebody please think of the children?
Yeah. They'll take Rashgal into custody, and a couple of the Crown's Guard will whisk him away back to the stocks to be.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah, that's true. To be properly, locked up behind bars.
Hey, she wouldn't do that. She's got horns. They're probably pointing.
It's fine.
She has horns, but there is a clear gap between the horns.
No, yeah, and just
It's like, I would point out that both of you spelled prestidigitation wrong, but it is a very long and complicated word.
I have no idea. I just mimicked whatever Andy said.
there's like a G in there.
Prestidigitation.
I think I dropped a G and an I.
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably.
Also,
I just mimicked whatever.
You know what I meant?
I have no idea on spells. They all have wonky spellings.
I thought Vika was really, really short.
She is.
She's still taller
She's
than
gonna
Art.
reach up.
So is Art.
Yeah.
She's as tall as Art.
Yeah.
I think we're both 5'0".
We are both 5 foot flat.
Yep.
So if Vika reaches up, she can pat Art on the head.
Fair enough.
I can't pat Rune on the head. Not without climbing him beforehand.
Or
I
Ruin lifts you up.
can't.
You just need to learn the fly spell, and then you can pat Ruin on the head.
Here we go. That's the proper use of magic.
I'll be right back real quick.
You do that then.
Indeed. I guess we'll just go to sleep and wait to assemble tomorrow because I don't think we really have anything obvious to do after this.
I mean, you could have
the town
me.
is saved and there is nothing left to do. We can retire knowing that we have
Yeah,
made
well,
a difference. And
I mean, if that is the case, though, Diero was going to actually bring up the fact that he feels it's time, he left Malamber. This has been an amazing experience. He feels compelled to go this time of crisis all across the nation to go out and try to help others in need.
Well, plus, don't we also know about like the shit going on up north to that one town by the mountain, and then that other thing, and then whatever the hell the bookkeeper is? Like, there's things.
Exactly, and he'd thinks it would be best if all those willing within the group would remain together, maintain the cohesion and ability of the group.
If Sarah thinks this is a good idea, Sedge thinks this is a good idea.
Sorry, I'm back.
I was gone for like 10 minutes. What am I agreeing to?
Everyone's dead. We are planning a new campaign.
Why didn't
We all
anyone
died of
tell me?
poisoning.
Talking about basically because it seems that we've more or less, saved Malamber. There's nothing obvious for us to do anymore, but there are still some threads we know that lead outside of it. Diero was talking to the group about wanting to. He at least feels compelled to leave Malamber, to leave his old life behind, and in this time of crisis, go around the country,
Become a wandering minstrel.
trying to do good and help people. And everyone who's willing, he'd like to come along on this. Continue, considering how much they've accomplished already. Continue adventuring.
Kosh says it will cost 3 fish a day.
Yeah, she wants payment.
Kosh does, yeah.
Kosh does. Kosh is smart.
Sure.
Negotiation.
Kosh is actually the smart one.
Kosh is smarter than Sedge, yes.
And that was what Sedge said. It depends on what Saroth says.
Yeah.
Saroth will...
Basically, Sedge won't say anything either way, but Saroth knows that wherever he goes, Sedge will just follow, so...
I'll have to find someone to film on vision at the temple, but this life is much more thrilling than guarding the gates.
In these dark times, I think the cudgel of St. Cuthbert is needed in many places beyond his temple.
Especially if there are fiends running in the town, just this simply.
Indeed. It's very disturbing. And who knows what may be going on beyond the simple town, the simple places such as Malamber.
Though since we were going inland, it may be viable to try and talk Kaj into 2 fish and a chicken wing every weekday.
Sedge is actually going to start growling something in Draconic, and Saroth knows that that's actually what he's saying to Kosh. Kosh says, 2 chickens. Whole chickens.
I'm going to pay for this on my salary, my money.
That seems like an awful lot of poultry for a very small dragon. Where do you keep it all?
Kosh is just going to flap his wings.
And stick his tongue out.
He is going to
Two-
very carefully reach like one finger towards Kosh.
Gonna pull back a stump.
No, he doesn't bite fingers.
In that case, Pika is going to boop Kosh.
He flicks his tongue out and then settles back down again.
Two fish and access to insect-rich areas. Pseudo Dragon's a hard negotiator.
Kosh agrees. This is suitable, as long as first choice of shiny is for him.
Kosh did not specify the size of the fish. Sardines only.
Neither Diero didn't specify the size of the fish.
2 800-pound tunas.
That would crush the Kosh.
Kosh would die happy.
Kosh died as he lived, full of fish.
Yeah, pretty much.
So yeah, it's a bit unless we get any more word. I guess we'd meet up tomorrow, and if nothing else comes up, probably start making preparations to leave town.
Does long rest
Is-
cure all wounds, or I'm trying to remember?
It cures everything. And
Heals you
that's-
full, restores half of your hit dice.
Okay,
the
good.
only things it doesn't get rid of is like, curses and maledictions, but anything else generally is fixed by sleeping.
All right, that was gonna make sure to heal everyone up otherwise, but no, I guess it's not needed.
Yeah, no, if we were going to do anything else, then I'd like go through and just cure wounds. But we're going to have a nap, so...
Also, the one other thing that you will get is that you will be given the bounty for Rajgal. Especially for a live capture, the bounty is
1 billion.
1,750 gold.
Well, I'm the
Holy
one.
shit.
I'm the one who incapacitated him. So
Yeah, but
Yeah,
Ruin
Ruin-
had to
your wings are
capture him. Ruin had to carry him. So.
I mean, you incapacitated him, but you probably owe Saroth a little bit of compensation, so...
Donate it all to the church.
The Church of Moradin accepts your donation. Thank you.
Church of Bahamut.
That's like, what, 200 and something each?
wait, 1,700 gold? Was that?
At 1750.
Okay, Jesus Christ. All right. All right. So gotta divide it up 8 ways.
8 ways. I think there were 7 of us.
Why 8?
Kosh hisses.
Kosh may have 1 silver piece. It's pretty fine.
Kosh has probably got a better idea of currency than fucking Sej does.
Says takes the 250, spends it all on 2 fish for Kosh.
You're not
Right.
wrong.
All right, 250 gold. Excellent. I don't really know what I'm saving up for anymore. Oh yeah, diamonds.
I know what I'm saving for. Better armor.
I was about to say, I might just buy some splint mail and call it a fucking day. It's only 200.
Another thing, I've already gotten myself half plate, so I've gotten like the best non-magical armor I can hope to get.
My eventual goal is to get splint mail and then a breastplate.
All right, I'm at 712. Yay, money. Which I'll probably be donating some of that to the church, so I'm gonna make it down to an even 700.
250. That affords me some of the spells from this spell book I found.
We also have the armor and stuff to sell. The gemstones and jewelry, whatever was in the box. And probably the 3 outfits. The fine clothes.
And if nobody wants this hide armor, magical fucking hide armor, that's gotta be worth something.
What was it? I mean, yeah.
It's
No one's
medium
jumping for
armor.
it, but I think what was it? Vika could take it and have her armored class not change, or was it someone else?
I would lose one armor class, so I'd go from 18 to 17, but then I would also have the revive in case I went down, which would be useful as a healer.
Yep.
Yeah.
You should have it if you
Ever.
want it.
But the only thing is that I could just buy splint mail right now, and then that puts my AC at 19,
Yeah,
which AC 19.
indeed. AC 19 is nice.
Yeah. And then if I take my blessing back from Serath, I can just chill at 20. But
I already lost it because I went down. So
no, you lose it if I go down.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right.
That blessing lasts unless and it's not if I go down, it's if I die. I have to full on die. Or a day has to pass. A die or a nap. Those are the two things.
What is the next armor? Because I feel like I need to get something.
A splint mail's the next up for you, which is 17. It costs 200 GP. It's very, very affordable if you've got 15 strike, which I'm assuming you do.
I do.
Yeah, so high five splint bros.
It's just if I understand the book correctly, it's just 50 gold to copy the 2 level 1 spells from the other spellbook I want.
Yeah, because it's 25 per spell level and 2 hours of copying.
It's for each level, it's 50 per spell level, so 100 together.
Okay.
Yep. Okay. Still leaves me with enough money to buy a first level spell scroll and copy it in the book. Is that I want of the first level? There was the identifier, but now that we have someone with it, actually.
I get it for free.
Yeah.
Forge donate.
Oh,
Full of benefits.
Fogcloud. Fogcloud is. Yes. Fogcloud.
Yeah, I think I'll upgrade the splint mail. That'd probably be best, just to get me to 19.
Probably.
Yeah, I would say I'm gonna do the same. Sell my chainmail and buy splint mail.
I'll save for the.
Probably a good idea. It's technically less efficient than just waiting for plate, but plate is really goddamn expensive.
Yeah, and it's one of those things where if I sell it for a quarter of what I spend on it, then it's basically I'm spending an extra 10% on plate mail, but getting additional AC sooner. And with bounded accuracy, +1 AC is a big fucking deal. But on that note, then does anybody really want the hide armor?
No one's jumping for it. I think it would be the same AC for Sedge.
I think Sedge like loses two because isn't Lizard
Yeah.
Skin 17?
16.
You would lose one.
Oh yeah, because it's +1, so yeah, it's 15 AC. So okay, so no one can wear it without losing some AC. So
And everyone likes their AC because of the amazing bandit rolls.
of all the one, yeah.
How much is
just
the
it
sell
depends.
price? Oh, sorry.
It's a tough call. I mean, the getting back up is nice, but then again, every point of AC matters a lot in terms of mitigating how often you get hit, thus how much damage you take.
I was about to say, if we hadn't had enough money for me to go with the splint mail, then I would wear it, and I would lose 1 AC for the 1-up per turn. But I'm not willing to lose 2 AC for 1-up per turn.
Yeah, that's fair.
Given given Sarah's gone down twice already, how much would the the chainmail be worth at this point, since it's not technically undamaged anymore?
If you wanted to be undamaged, I know mending.
Oh, that works. Oh yeah, you're right. You're a forge cleric, so yeah, that works out.
Cleric, I can fix things.
So it's just
I'm just this army knife of tools.
Eh.
I don't have a lot of them, but I do have a variety.
So I get back 37 gold from that, since it's half.
Oh yeah, it sells for half, yeah.
If it's undamaged, yeah.
So I'll do the same with mine. So 200 minus 37 is 163. 163.
What are you selling? Skill mail?
No, I'm selling my chainmail and buying some splint mail because I have the same armor you did.
It's 37.5.
I'm not gonna fuck with the 0.5. I'll round down. It's fine.
Also,
Just say you're donating it to Morris.
in response to Mitten's question, Discord, I think yes, we want to sell everything as quickly as possible.
Yep.
All that crap, none of it is anything we care about. Everything that people haven't individually seized is something they're specifically holding on for their character, like the hat.
I'm gonna take one of the light crossbows.
Neat.
I'm just trying to remember how many, and it was all what, studded leather or regular? I don't remember what they were wearing.
Regular leather, generally.
Regular leather, and trying to remember how many there were on that map when we loaded in. I don't remember.
Just bring you back over there real quick.
So I can count the bodies plus 3 that were in the water and fucked off.
Imagine just everything else. We're just carrying around this giant sack behind us that's stuffed full of all the armor and scimitars and crossbows.
There's 12.
Technically, it's Art stuffing her pockets full of these things because she's got the coat of holding shit.
Well, we are technically mercenaries now.
There's 11 bandits and that half orc that got mauled to death, so I'm not counting him.
The half orc has studded leather instead of.
Oh no! Sej went Jaws on that half orc in the water.
Oh yeah, she did. He did.
He did.
So there's.
Yeah, that was fun.
4, 6. Yeah, there's 11 tokens, not counting the half orc on the map, so that's 11 sets of.
Did Pock just probably hit Tasha's hideous laughter?
He had it in a book, he just hadn't copied it.
Oh.
Okay, and there were how many? 1, 2, 3 crossbows. Light crossbows. That were. I can find it. 12.5. And 8 scimitars.
Remember, -1 light crossbow because I'm taking one.
Okay, so. And then let's there's the jewelry and gems I need a value on, and the hide armor with the enchantment.
See the armor. armor would be worth about, let's say, 560 gold.
Okay, and the jewelry gems.
I said there was about 115 gold worth in the box.
Okay. Split 7 ways is 125 gold, 36 silver. That's each 7 ways.
And we've sold the magic hide.
Magic hide. Yep, gone.
Cool. Deleting it then.
$125 for each, or
Each. Yep.
Yeah.
Woo!
I have no idea what to actually buy for art because she doesn't really need much unless she goes for magical armor, which is expensive.
Pretty rare and hard to actually buy, I think.
Yeah.
Magical.
That too.
Okay, you might find places that are selling you at level 1 or level 2, like magic scrolls or like low grade potions, but you don't really tend to find a lot of magic items for sale in places.
So that 125 gold is total, or
Yeah, each in total. Like that was the leather armor is getting sold. The 8 scimitars and 2 light crossbows because Vika took one of the 3. The hide armor and the gems. And the fine
I might
clothes.
run out of magic at some point, and it's good to have a second option. Twang. Also, it's like one of the 3 weapons she's proficient with.
Yeah, I'm actually proficient in it and I don't care. Okay. So we're technically healed.
Yes.
Okay.
Alright, so spell slots back, hit dice recovered, etc., correct?
Mm-hmm.
Speed.
That was fun.
Yes, I believe we will finish a bit early there, and we will pick up next time to see where you're off to next.
I assume Marston, but could be wrong.
Could be.
Could
We'll find out.
be anywhere.
We'll figure
Next
that
time,
out.
Probably we should
In
probably
2
pick up
weeks.
some things for traveling.
Yeah, food, provision, etc.
I do believe, was it Pock had purchased a cart or wagon
I
of
was.
some kind?
As that's a
Or
yeah,
was it
ruined
ruined?
by a horse cart, yeah.
I remember
Don't
that
need
someone had.
money.
I couldn't remember who did it.
I had a carriage with 2 horses pulling it.
And 2 sheep that had been left inside but are now gone.
I will acquire more sheep eventually. Don't you worry. The sheep will return.
The sheep will return.
I don't know if that's a threat or.
Take it as you will.
I've played Ark with you. I know what you're like with sheep.
But I
How close
thought
are we, would
you
you
were
say,
the
to
one
level
from
4?
Yes, I want to thank you all for coming. I want to thank you for getting charmed. It was going to happen to somebody.
I'm
Well, I mean,
kind of glad it was you and not me, because Art would have went
sweet
after
Jesus.
Pock first.
Yeah, no, honestly, Art would have probably been the absolute worst. Because if the succubus then just blinked and stayed hidden, and then Art would have probably just murdered us one by one.
Yeah, probably.
Sleep would have been a good spell again.
Yeah.
No, that could have worked.
Yeah, Art would have probably gone down to sleep pretty easily.
Because I think outside of Pock, she's got the fewest hit points, I believe.
21.
And I'm in the lead for most person taken down at this point.
You
We're fine.
are.
Keep it back up.
I think you're right in that. I think the problem is you're right in that sweet spot wherein you are tough enough to be on the front lines, but not actually tough enough to like survive as well as some of the other people.
Well, I'm a half caster and not a fighter or a barbarian.
Yeah, exactly. Because Ruin has a shitload of hit points and the ability to get hit points back,
That's
and I have the
right.
and I have the ability to jack up my own AC to avoid big hits. And the Paladin doesn't really have anything like either of those. He just kind of got his high base AC and his decently chunky amount of hit points, but nothing special beyond that. Self-alive.
Yep, aside from casting spells, which I usually tend to save for tonight. I may need to use more often.
That is one more thing that must be dealt with. Want you all to enjoy your new ASIs.
Oh, well, some of us.
Yay!
Huh?
We level up.
Oh!
We leveled up. Yay! Dun 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 dun.
Oh, I get the big small spells.
Yeah, I may not have the tankiness, but that can certainly hurt fiends.
What level are we at now?
4.
Okay.
No,
Uh,
so that
that's-
don't climb my chair.
I think I get 2 spells per level.
Were you using the auto leveler, or were you doing it without? It's been a while since some people may have forgotten about the character manager.
I'll deal with that in a little bit, running through the character mancer and everything.
Sadly for me, level 4 is not the strongest one for me.
The main thing is that anyone that in level 4 in their class gets an ASI.
Oh yeah, that's right. I get that. That's actually pretty good too.
Except for
English.
me and Sizer.
You can increase either one characteristic by 2, or 2 different characteristics by 1, up to a maximum of 20, or you can choose to take a feat.
To put it more bluntly, ASI means ability score improvements, where you can either upgrade your stats or you can get a feat. That's probably better to understand. Yeah.
Level plus Charactermancer, that's what I want, right?
Yeah, it's underneath the little gear by the spells. You can find
Yeah.
it by scrolling down.
So yeah, I don't want the level 1 Charactermancer. That's bad, right?
Yeah, you don't want to reset everything.
Start.
And remember, if you roll below the average, you could
You take the average instead.
yeah. Because I think Ruin may want to, because he's rolled a 1.
Oh god, I have to pick the spell I want. Fuck.
Yeah, it's your average plus your constitution modifier. So.
I rolled a 4. That's my average.
It
You just
should.
click the average button.
Your average is a 4.
Yeah. Oh,
So
let's
enjoy
do
So the
it.
only person. I'm not really changing my level yet because I got to figure out if I want a feat or if I want the ASI.
Uh,
I may want the ASI because I can actually boost 2 stats at once.
do
Yeah.
I get any arcane tradition? Don't think I do.
Wizards are weird, so I wouldn't really actually know.
Arcane
No,
tradition.
malleable illusions.
No, I think the next one's at level 6.
Yeah, malleable illusion is level 6.
Or malleable.
Malleable.
It's okay. I have Jack of all trades. Greatest thing ever.
God.
Can't select feats. Why is this?
Because I think the one on here is just
Yeah, that
base
I
SRD.
it wouldn't let me choose feet, so I just improved score.
You may just want to. You're going to have to look through the books to find feats if you want. Apparently,
I
because
guess I need to do it manually then.
Yeah.
Hey, Timo, are you getting invisibility?
I could, if you want me to get invisibility. You can get it as well. I'm not that interested.
Oh, fair enough. I was just curious because, like, I'm in a sticky situation in so much as very limited spell like learning ability, and I also have to balance it with cleric spells. So it's like,
Yeah, but I can get invisibility. I'll probably get the invisibility and levitate.
okay, then I'll get hold person then. Ooh, or spiritual weapon. Fuck.
Spiritual weapon is best spell.
It is. Suggestion is a better spell than hold person.
Really?
Yeah, suggestion does the same thing, but it isn't limited to humanoid.
Might get another spell. I don't know what that's gonna be, but maybe charm. I could take charm person actually.
You see how effective it is.
I mean, it's not amazing actually, but
Yeah, also, once again, that ability was not charm person, it's a specific feature for the succubus.
yeah, no, that's what I was thinking because the as I point out the time when he was trying to command us that actually no, like being charmed doesn't force me to obey their orders, but succubus special ability does.
Yeah, where they can just give you a command and you have to carry out what their command says. Which, specifically since I said to kill your friends, I think I first said kill them all and then afterwards said kill your friends. You can interpret that how you wish, but you have to follow the command.
Indeed. It's basic. It seems it's basically suggestion, which unfortunately is a second level spell.
Yeah, no, and Timo, I was looking at hold person, not charm person.
Yeah. Well, hold person's problem is the you get to save every round.
Yeah, but advantage.
Oh.
Also, I now know Song of Rest.
I mean, if you use suggestion and tell them to close their eyes.
Song of Rest is everyone gets a bit of extra healing on a short rest, isn't it?
Yes. My wounded allies will be revitalized by my soothing music and oration during short rests.
You will get a bonus to healing if you actually sing whenever they take a short rest.
Okay, so I can just adjust and take the ability score increase off and just have to manually add in the features, I guess.
Yes.
Add it in under
Alright,
feature.
Yeah, the fate is darkened for some reason. I'll probably just stack my intelligence instead of
what
getting
feat?
a fate.
What feat do you want? Out of curiosity.
What feat? I was looking at.
How should I get a fate?
Dual wielding.
Oh.
Have any good fates?
Literally everybody chooses lucky.
Lucky is fucking amazing.
It just gives you free rerolls.
It is, but I'm not going to take it for that reason because it's boring.
I was going to take a feat, but not at this level.
You might also consider observant. That one's also a good one because I have shitty wisdom.
Yeah, art with dual wielding could be really nasty, actually. Because I think both of her attacks benefit from her assassin ability.
Yeah.
That assassin was just first attack.
Yeah, it's first attack.
I have advantage on attacks rolled against creature that hasn't taken a turn in combat yet. In addition, any score I hit against a creature that is surprised is a critical hit. So I guess second hit wouldn't technically surprise them.
Yeah, and you can't do sneak attack more than once, but it's still advantage.
Advantage is always good. And what level 2 spell should I take? Should I get?
I don't need advantage on sneak attack if there's another enemy of the target within 5 feet.
Yeah, if another enemy is in melee with it, then you can shank it in the side.
Yep.
You are inconspicuous.
I get sneak attack on.
But
If
indeed, but it's Jack of all trades, which is I should talk with you actually because people rules is written. I don't know if Jack of all trades is intended to work the way it's written.
And just tap your proficiency modifier to everything you're not proficient with.
Yes, but that's the thing is that you think of that and you think of skill rolls, but it says literally any ability. It says to any ability check, which does already include your proficiency bonus. So that means initiative and counterspell. Get boosted by Jack of all trades. Because those are ability checks that don't include proficiency bonus.
I get what you're saying, but I think that's where you run into the raw versus right thing.
Well, that's exactly why I said I don't know. I want to talk with Altor about it just to get his word on it before I ran with it, because I don't know if it's the way if it was intended to work the way it works as it's written.
Yeah, no, that's a good one though. They might have a sage advice on that one because that seems like the sort of a question that would have come up.
They might. I don't know. So, I guess I can go look for it.
Google. I just like Google and shit. Like it's literally how I spend half my day.
Well, the answer is actually yes. At least in some instances, Jack of all trades does increase initiative because it is a dexterity check, which you don't have proficiency in.
Initiative is an ability check. Yeah, it looks like it's meant to work that way. Intended to. To apply to initiative? Yes. Okay. Yep, there is a sage advice thing that says yes, initiative, so presumably counterspell as well. Because I guess, yeah, that is exactly what they meant to do. So, neat.
Yeah, so anything that actually requires you to have proficiency in, you still need to have proficiency in it, but it basically grants you an extra bonus to anything you're not proficient.
Yeah, well, the big thing was that it gives you the half proficiency bonus to things that it is impossible to be proficient, namely initiative and counterspell are the two main ones that came to my mind.
I was about to say, sage advice literally says Jack of all trades works with counterspell.
Exactly. That's why I said I just went and looked it up. I saw sage advice say yes, it works in those instances.
The same question has been asked about initiative, and the same answer was given.
Yep, exactly.
That's a good fucking